mile and a half. So the Ford camp starting dead last with Josh Berry and Ross Chastain, who has been really good at this racetrack. Had a little misstep in qualifying, but that's the best that this track house car has been on.
And you got some new faces like Corey Hine and now 4 cars there from 2311, just kind of added to the mix. And you talked about the 2 drivers on the front row, but it's really a triumvirate. Add Christopher Bell into the mix because he and Larson have had just some epic races on dirt, on asphalt in the Cup Series. They have battled back and forth for wins. So look at that. Chevy, Ford, Toyota, 1, 2, 3. That's parity.
Well, we don't know what a triumvirate is. That's why I didn't go there. But Reddick is right behind him. And then last week's winner, Logano. What do you call that? Is there a big word for that one, too? Oh, I got him right there.
You got him thinking?
Well, the story is, in my opinion, the hitters are all up front, and they are ready to go to battle this week. Will it be like last week? All it takes is one caution, and all hell breaks loose. And it'll be right here in my hometown, Kansas City.
All right, check, making sure everything's good. Hello, Southern Rail fan. Welcome to the live stream. Making sure everything's good. All right, hold up. They can give the command. Hold up.
Kansas Speedway, help us celebrate Mother's Day in a big way. Here to deliver the most famous words in motorsports, some of our NASCAR moms.
Driver, start your engine!
So happy Mother's Day, Kay, and to Belinda and Laura for all that's up here again with the Fox Group, and to all the moms. Let's go racing.
To tell you the truth, we could take a lead the extravagance. The attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
When my doctor gave me Breasttreat for my COPD, things changed for me. Breasttreat gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breasttreat won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breasttreat if prescribed. Breasttreat may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain.
All right.
Ask your doctor.
Hello, Shahir. Welcome to the live stream. All right, here we go. What is going on, everybody? Chase fan number 9 here. Welcome to another live stream. Today, it's the NASCAR Cup Series race at Kansas Speedway, the AdventHealth 400. The spring race last year, we had probably one of the best races ever with a 4-wide photo finish between Larson and Buescher. Will we have a carbon copy of that today? I highly doubt it. I mean, these teams are still trying to figure out the next-gen cars, and I hope today's race can just be good. I hope we'll have some nice battles, and who knows, we might get a spoiler winner today, or we might get a different winner, or we'll see someone who's already won go to victory lane today. We'll just have to wait and see. As you can see, Buescher, he had his heartbroken qualifying. Larson and Buescher are literally starting 1-2, just like how they finished last year. And you got Christopher Bell in third. So let's see if these two could, let's see which ones will score the win today. Yeah, RFK really needs a good day today. This is also 2311's best track too. So don't count out Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace because they have both won at this track. Chase Elliott still looking for that first win this season. Ryan Blaney, he needs a little bit of redemption. Let's see what else. Michael McDowell starting 11th. Well, he had the speed compared to last week. Well, we'll just have to wait and see about that. Denny Hamlin, Austin Cindric starting there. And you got Kyle Busch starting deep back there in 35th. Back there with Josh Perry and Brad Keselowski. Brad needs a good day. Don't care what anyone else says. He needs a good day. That's all I can say. You got Jesse Love starting back there. Ryan Preece, Cole Custer. And also, for the first time ever, 2311 is running 4 cars. The fourth being Corey Heim there in the 67. So let's see how Corey Heim does today. Last time we saw the Cup car, I think it was Nashville last year or so. So it's been a minute. So let's see how he does today. And will Carson and I think Alex Bowman and Carson Hocevar are 2 drivers you don't want to sleep on for today's race. And I highly doubt Logano will be a factor today. And the last time we were at Kansas in the fall, Ross Chastain got the win and got to smash a melon. So, yeah, he's been good here in the past. Yeah, Kyle Busch was fast at Kansas in the fall last year, but unfortunately his race came undone via a flat tire. Or, no, it wasn't a flat tire. He got wrecked off turn 2 by Chase Briscoe. Not intentional, but it is what it is. Hope he can have a good race it, and hopefully he can go back to victory lane. And out of the Joe Gibbs guys, don't sleep on Ty Gibbs, because Ty Gibbs, they've been trying. Well, let's just say that they're going in the right direction this year. They're off to a slow start, but over these last few weeks they've been getting better and better. And who knows that he just needs to just not cause any problems for other drivers, just avoid trouble on pit road, not make mistakes, and he'll have a good race.
Good on the short run, good on the long run. Look for that 45 to be a major factor later on here today.
Row 3, we've got last week's winner, Joey Logano, and Joe Gibbs Racing's Ty Gibbs.
Also, for those who aren't aware, Lane Riggs unfortunately got DQ'd from his second place finish yesterday, so that's unfortunate. I can just imagine him winning and him getting the win stripped away. Yeah, that most likely would have been embarrassing, but it's just how it is. Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. But
Now he comes here to Kansas. This is the site of his first ever Cup career start. Almost 20 years ago, he was actually auditioning for this team. He's still starting 16th as part of that car, that race car.
Hopefully Legacy can replicate what they had last week.
Long run car.
Get better as the race goes on. She'll more speed as the race goes on, and hopefully maybe have a chance to top 10 at the end. And if that does happen, maybe there's a chance that Jimmy can possibly have a pretty good ride as well for Charlotte for 2 weeks for 12
Well, we've got some really good cars on that list. Ty Gibbs was at the top of the chart, qualified 6th. Josh Berry, he's been one of the best Fords all year, so a lot of good cars.
Likely, I don't know if that helps it or anything.
Today, Busch Lights giving you a chance to win $1,000. Follow @Busch Beer on X and enter using hashtag Busch All for One, hashtag Sweepstakes during every round that ends in one to enter. Now let's check with our crew chief, Larry Reynolds.
A little bit louder than
Kansas Speedway is an interesting mile-and-a-half track. It has progressive banking, 17 degrees at the bottom, up to 20 degrees against the wall. Kevin talked about it. This gives a driver a lot of options to move around with on speed. Now, today you're going to hear a lot of terms like aero-tight, aero-blocking, dirty air, clean air. Let's go to our Toyota Camry Cutaway cars, show you exactly what's going on when you hear about aero-blocking. These are two drivers running side by side
Test,
Good
test,
clean
1,
air,
2.
full front downforce on both cars, roughly 600 pounds. But look what happens when a car gets behind another car. How much downforce it loses during the air, roughly 30%, which is about 180 pounds. Totally changes the way the car drives. The front tire for the grip. He keeps moving around trying to get that clean air. The driver in front keeps air blocking. Think about like mirror driving. The trail car keeps moving left and right, just trying to get a little bit of clean air on that nose, maybe the left front. But guys, we'll see drivers looking around all race long to find speed and grip, but mainly trying to find clean air and help the aerodynamics of that race car. You see that illustration in front of that car raise up, and that's exactly what it feels like, doesn't it? It feels like the front tires aren't even on.
It feels like the front tires are not there. The preferred group today will be that top lane, and so you'll see guys trying to run in that top lane, but you've got options here in Kansas.
So for the second week in a row, we have a perfect day for a Mother's Day and a race day. 81 degrees, light breeze.
Also, friendly reminder, folks have been reminding me about this. This is the last points race on Fox. This is between both Fox and FS1. Because next week is the All-Star break or All-Star race week. And then after that, it'll be 6 weeks on Amazon Prime. I won't be streaming those Cup races, but I'll do the Truck Xfinity and any IndyCar races that come around that time. So, yeah, it's been a pretty interesting start to the season.
I think it's keeping a lot of guys in the game, so we'll see how that shakes out today. But usually that starts with starting up front.
That's where Joey Logano is. He starts fifth. Here's his radio.
All right, with that said, let's grab your snacks. This is going to be I hope to God this will be a good race. I hope for be a good race. I hope there won't be any drama. There won't be any bullshit. Just a good race. That's all I want. Do I expect it to be perfect? No. All right.
This week, Chase Briscoe carrying the Toyota cab, and he is number 19. Todd Gilliland, one of those cars that had to drop to the rear. Todd in the 34, that is the Ford Performance cab. Here's the AdventHealth.
Several drivers are dropping to the rear today, like Zane Smith, SVG, Josh Barrett, Brad Keselowski, Ty Dillon. So there's that. Anyways, here we go. Pace cars to pit road, green flag, and we are racing at Kansas. Here we go. And I shouldn't have to say what the stage links are because it's really obvious. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that the start and restarts of this race are going to be extremely wild. We saw them in the truck race last night, and we saw 3-4 wide action, and we're undoubtedly going to see that today. So yeah, Larson's going to lead lap 1 and 2, and once again, the leaderboard on here, it's at least a lap ahead of me. All right, smooth start, looking good. Also, several drivers had issues in practice and qualifying yesterday, so we had to watch out for that. Which teams are going to have issues, and who's going to conserve their tires and all that.
Bowman in the 48, who had to start in the rear, he's up 6 positions already.
Well, we expect Alex Bowman to be strong today.
Brad Keselowski's got Allegra, the allergy medicine on his car. The allergy medicine brand on his car.
We all know he's literally a first half driver, and wow, showed great race pace. Beside, keep an eye on Tyler Reddick. He's also shown some good speed this week as well.
Now, as this day goes and these cars start to get spread out, the top
and obviously, really Byron, but we all know he's literally a first half driver, and he falls off in the second half. So,
you see Danny Hamlin move down below Justin Haley right there.
And let me correct, Bowman did not start in the rear. He started 19th. He was up into the top 10. One of those
Damn, Bowman gained 9 spots. Damn.
Hamlin right now looking at the inside of Justin Haley.
He did not get a good start to this race. I think he's back 8 positions right now. Welcome to the big leagues, bud.
And I hear him back here.
He's done a great job. This is his first race with 2311 as the fourth car. And
Just
if you look at these starts in the Cup Series, yeah, the Truck Series is chaotic, Xfinity Series is chaotic, but it's hard to get used to a start like this until you actually just go out there and do it. He's definitely getting trial by fire today.
Yes, another thing to note, there are 4 2311 cars in this race today. You have Bubba Wallace, you have Tyler Reddick, you have Ron Kurtz, and you have Corey Heim making his first start of first Cup start of the year. And Bowman is already up to 9. He's already cracked the top 10.
On every chart that we had up. So
he got a fast car. Going for 8th now.
Oh.
Chase Elliott.
Whoa.
As Bryce says, we already have a caution.
Yeah, big blow up right there.
Up, A.J. Allmendinger, that car may have exploded an engine.
Whoa, caution.
Possible engine failure from
A.J. Allmendinger, bull.
It's been a miserable weekend for that 16 car. They've definitely had some trouble getting their
7
car
laps
going.
in, we already have our first yellow of the day.
The last few weeks.
It seems to be that A.J. Allmendinger's day has gone up in smoke.
Well, this will become another meeting this week of we've elected a pope. White smoke.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
So A.J. Allmendinger will be the last car finisher today.
How to make your business our business. Pros everywhere you need us. With every part you need. To stock your shop in Orange County, California. To oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 Biggie Bag is a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
As a person living with diabetes, I'm all about making progress. My progress is making smart choices to help lower my A1C with my Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor. It's the little wins, baby.
Try for free at freestylelibre3.us/sharing.
From the community to campgrounds to the action on the track, there's something for everyone at Michigan International Speedway. Get your tickets today at MISpeedway.com.
Monday on Fox.
3 urgent cases to dive into tonight.
First, on an all-new missing person.
We don't know what happened to him. All you have is hope. That's what keeps you going.
Then, America's Most Wanted.
I lost a piece of my heart. Can you help us find this little life?
All new America's Most Wanted after missing persons. Monday on Fox.
In a world where accidents happen and insurance companies can file claims, our hero rises to get justice for the injured. Sweet James. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, Sweet James will make insurance companies pay. Are you through? I'm just warming up. From the firm that's won over $1 billion for their clients comes Sweet Justice with Sweet James.
You pay nothing until we win.
Where do you find the soul of BMW? It's not just in a long legacy of performance, but in those who drive it.
Free BMW Memorial Day sales event release of BMW i4 for $499 per month.
Huge news. You can get a Son of for just $3. Wait, I said Son of. Look at the words. Son of Baconator is $3. Thank you. But for bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we stayed hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty. Nice try, kid. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty. Under the first caution of the day, You can play the Fox Super 6 NASCAR Challenge. Download the Fox Sports app right now and enter for free shot to win cash prizes. See the Fox Sports app for details. So under this caution at lap 7, Alex Bowman, the first to pit from 9th, and several others joined him. Larry, let's talk strategy.
Yeah, this is still outside the fuel window right here. Remember, it's about 65 laps. They pitted at lap 8. I'll never rule out that you can't make it, though. With some other strategy, 4 tires is the way to go, but don't be afraid to
Yep, that's pretty much an engine failure, and yep, that car's not going to run.
Split the stages in half, possibly coming a few laps earlier, take advantage of those 4 fresh tires. And this is the theme of 2025. Don't beat yourself with mistakes on pit road. 11 pit road speeding penalties in Texas. 37 combined here in the 6 races with the Gen 7 car. That's the most of all mile-and-a-half tracks. But it's also right line.
Okay, so wow, that was the quickest yellow.
Get yourself differentiated with the rest of the pack. Do something different, and you never know, it might play right in.
That caution was only 3 laps. Wow. Wow. Never thought we'd have a quick caution for an engine failure, but it happens.
Especially when the pack is so congested like it is here in Kansas.
Back on the way.
All right, let's try this again. Restart. All right, here we go. Up 67.
Keep the track position on him on the exit of 2. So it's going to be important. I think he's going to drive right behind him.
Look at that lane car right in the middle. Shoots the gap, gains a couple spots, and that's a very typical move here at Kansas. Everybody will get a block the bottom and the top, and now that middle lane opens right up. You see it again. That middle.
Larson's going to take the lead back from 20.
Larson brings him off the corner with the lead, but a lot of jockeying and jostling for position. Cars trying to side draft and take the air off each other.
Yeah, you see Christopher Bell fade to that high line. Busher down to the bottom as Kyle Larson runs the middle, and that's what you want to do. You want to go where they're not, just like we showed in the beginning. That front downforce on that car directly behind somebody is definitely not the way to go.
Whoa.
Denny Hamlin tried to shoot the middle and gain spots as they go back to one. Well, this is that.
Or that's massive. I think if you got tires coming, you have guys on old tires. Kevin, you talked about how hard it is to.
Oh yeah, I think some drivers pit. Oh wow, Kyle Busch, Ryan Preece are the biggest.
You see Kyle Busch leading that charge right there, and Ty Gibbs on the outside.
There's the 8. Oh, there he is.
Jesse Love and Ricky Stenhouse is next on that list for those guys with tires. They need to trouble. So easy to get your momentum broke here when you get behind those guys.
Now, coming on to last time, I believe, is where Chase Elliott got up and into the wall. Squeeze play. Third floor, but he did. You're right.
Oh, the P.
Yeah, Bill did see those.
Turn four, the ball comes back at you, so it's
Slight brush on the wall. That slight brush, that ain't nothing.
Jamie?
Danny Hamlin was one of those cars that pitted. He came in from 12th. They took 4 tires. Slipped all the way back on that restart. We started about 28. He's back to 30. Cars actually making some good traction. He's moved back to 37. But Mike Keisha's yelling how tight he is. Not happy with this race car at all.
Yeah, and sometimes on a restart, that can give you a really bad misread. When the cars are 3 wide, all the traffic and dirty air, you can get yourself into a position where it just feels absolutely horrible.
Well, you know what? The inside line on the track is a single white line, and that's the reference for the drivers. But as they come off turn 4 and through the front straightaway, that is not an out-of-bounds line. You can go anywhere you want as long as it's paved. And we see Austin Cindric and others driving way lower than the start-finish line, way off the road surface.
Bubba Wallace looking strong out, showing speed. He's already
You
saw it going to 7.
the tires, I would be very, very careful about going on the apron unless you have to.
Here comes Simbrick right behind Joey Logano. This will be great place. Chase Elliott just ahead.
Oh, whoa. Well, that was a close one.
Started dead last in the trunk to the field. Look at here. Here we go. Top 10 right there.
Yeah, I got a couple cars all right there. One with red, you can see the paint, the lettering off the right side tires definitely got into the fence.
So Barry started last, restarted 20th, and has worked his way up to the top 10.
Well, we know that 21 car, Josh Berry, has been lightning fast pretty much everywhere that they have been. Sure, they haven't got the finishes and things that they feel like they should have the speed of that car, but last week he was leading the race at Texas when he spun out, and he had plenty of speed.
Now right with him, Ryan Preece. Preece is up to 13th. Of the drivers who stopped and took 4 tires on the first caution, he is the best of them right now. He restarted 27th, and it's up to 11th.
We saw Ryan Preece qualify bad last week and qualify bad again this week, but that car has been very similar to the Chris Buescher car. From RFK, they both had plenty of speed to race in front of the pack, and Ryan Preece is making his way towards the front quickly.
Larry?
Yeah, Mike, I'm monitoring drum and brake on the top 3, Larson, Bell, and Buescher. Driving, they're all about the same. They really have to play with the throttle a lot on the exit of the corner. But Chris Buescher at 17 is using a lot more brake actually at both ends of the racetrack than Larson and Bell. You have to be careful using brake in a track like this, Kevin. It only builds temperature in those front tires, which will make it tighter yet. Sometimes you have to use the brakes because the thing's already tight. Sometimes you use the brakes to keep it underneath it.
Well, it is one characteristic of this next-gen car, though, to be able to get those front tires to turn. We see as Ryan Preece goes around Josh Berry on the top side right there. But it is one characteristic just to kind of tap that brake to just help set those front tires.
Have to be careful. Too much obviously slows you up using the brakes, but that temperature in the tires builds up pressure. They don't like that air pressure.
3 Chevys, 2 Toyotas, and 5 Fords in the top 10. Kyle Larson leading Christopher Bell and Chris Buescher on Mother's Day in Kansas.
The 8500 doesn't have a real car. It has bricks. Riddled with oil, dirt, and 113 years of history. Buckle up.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious.
And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet.
Big news! All you can eat wings and fries are back at Buffalo Wild Wings with boneless and traditional wings. And I'm gonna eat loads of them. Truckloads of traditionals, boatloads of boneless. No truckloads of both because it's all you can eat and I don't have to stop.
Check-in time is 3. It's 2:55.
I know.
Is this what he's doing now?
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. No game. No fun.
Yes, Coach. Meanwhile, at a Virgo, you always have your vacation home to yourself. Make it a Virgo.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Chip approved by ketchup, honey barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, with fried Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip dip. Now at McDonald's. Rather than
Let's go see what NASCAR Prime's all about. Let's do this.
Starting off big. The Coke 600.
Great flag.
Nashville. Michigan? Hell yeah. And Mexico City. Mexico City.
Someone say road course?
Yeah. Finally, Pocono. Stream all 5 Cup Series races. NASCAR is on Prime. Come on.
27 laps complete in the AdventHealth 400 at Kansas Speedway. Kyle Larson leading Christopher Bell. William Byron and Ryan Blaney as you watch our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Since 1925, the Goodyear blimp has been inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward. Since the restart, Kyle Busch plus 21 spots. He's up to 15. Ty Gibbs up 18. Ryan Preece, Zane Smith, and Alex Bowman among the big movers. Josh?
Yeah, for the 60th Ryan Preece, I talked to him earlier today. He said, I wasn't worried about qualifying 30th because I knew for practice we had a very strong car, a car that can handle well, and a car with speed. And he said, I used to not like mile and a half, but since coming to RFK, I've been really excited coming to these racetracks. I know we have something to compete with, and we're seeing that earlier. He's one of the biggest movers so far today, Regan.
Josh Christopher Bell running in second place right now behind Kyle Larson. Current update on the cars, it's a little bit too tight from turns 3 and 4. He told Adam Stevens it is very similar to how it was yesterday, but something to keep an eye out for today, guys. I had a number of crew chiefs tell me they wanted to be tight on the front side of runs so that it would balance out about right the middle runs and not be too loose at the end. And there was a lot of concern about how do you set up for a short run at the end of the race versus potentially a long run. So right now, pretty good for Christopher Bell.
Regan, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I've been watching these lap times, and he is that one they matched, but he was 2 tenths faster. He's running the leader down Larson. His car is coming on strong on the long run, Kevin. We have documented this time and time again with the 5 car in particular. On these long runs, he has a tendency to burn the right rear off of it.
Yeah, we like to joke. It's Kyle Larson against his right rear tire, and how does he manage that throughout the day? And Christopher Bell and the Joe Gibbs racing cars are typically pretty good on the long runs. That's always what makes Denny Hamlin so good at this particular racetrack. So as we see this run go on, how does the Larson's car fall off compared to Christopher Bell's? And right now, it looks like Bell is starting to make up some ground.
So we're 31 laps in. The first 8 drivers did not come to pit road on that first caution today, Larry. When might we expect them?
Well, Mike, go back to the Larry Mack strategy. Splitting the stage in half is 40 laps a run. We did run 4 caution laps, but based on talking to a lot of people yesterday in the garage area, I'm thinking about the next 5 to 6, 7 laps. They'll be coming a little earlier than that lap 40 mark, trying to get advantage of those 4 fresh tires.
Well, we see the advantage. Look over the biggest movers. Who were they? As those guys have pitted. Lewis up 21 spots, ladies and gentlemen. Gibbs 20. Zane Smith behind them 20 spots. Preece 17. These guys are moving to the front.
Yeah, it looked like Gibbs. I don't know if he got tight or something right there off of turn 4, but definitely checked him up a little bit. But he's been making his way towards the front there with Kyle Busch right in tow.
Well, I've been watching, trying to pay attention to those cars that stayed out. Ross Chastain, he is looking very tight off the floor. These guys are needing a pit stop, needing 4 fresh Goodyears.
Yeah, we heard Larry talk about Tyler Reddick complaining about the seams. You see Austin Cindric kind of splitting that top seam right there on board with Reddick. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. So you want to be in between those 2 seams. I always found that in turns 3 and 4, you can enter below the seam and then cross that whole seam, but I never like to actually split the seam for very long. This looks more like where we expect Tyler Reddick right here, up against the fence.
But he's found that fence once off before, pretty early in the race.
And pit stops are the order of the day for some of those drivers who did not come in.
Here they come.
At the first caution flag.
Beck Chastain, Eric Jones, and McDowell.
Scheduled pit stops under green.
Well, just like Larry was saying, he expected some of these guys to start coming a little bit earlier than what we had originally talked about. And here they all come down pit road. Bubba Wallace on pit road.
Josh Berry, Austin Dillon.
And it looks like everybody's set up to take 4 tires in fuel. Except for the Wood Brothers. This looks like a 2-tire stop for Josh Berry. Nope, they do come around. They're going to do all 4.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the thing on these green flag pit stops. You're going to want to take 4 tires because you're expecting it to finish out the second half of this run.
Ryan Priest is away. He's done. John Hunter Nemechek coming in. Chris Busher is in. Austin Cindric.
I think Busher, Logano, those guys that were closer to the front, those guys are going to pull these leaders in soon.
Yeah, once you see a car like Chris Busher running that far towards the front, I think Kyle Larson, you know, he had a big enough lead and a little bit of a wait-and-see game and not lose any positions on the racetrack. That'll give him a little bit of an advantage over these guys that are already off pit road.
Joey Logano, Chase Sundin, Carson Garcia. Pit road, it's Tyler Reddick.
So you could probably afford to let a couple laps go by here. It's not too many, right?
Yeah, what I did see in this race a year ago, like Tyler Reddick in the 45, and I know he's already made his stop, they elected to split it right in half. It looked a little bleak in the beginning, but the net gain was good at the end of the second run there.
Now you got your third place car, William Byron, on pit road. I bet you see this 5 car looking at the inside.
Brookson's made his stop. And so just the top 3 cars, Larson, Bell, and Blaney, still out on the racetrack along with 45. Most of the pit road.
24, William Byron, really happy yesterday in practice. They hardly touched it. Losing fuel, as crew chief told me, so far in this race, just a little bit 3 and 4. You saw them just come in, they took 4 tires, but all seems to be good right now.
Not so good for Bubba Wallace. Equipment interference will cause him to have to do a trip down pit road at pit road speed as a penalty. As Ron Blaney comes in.
Costly error to these green flag stops.
Oh, there's a look at it.
Here come your leaders, Mike. Larson and Bell. No advantage to go further than 40 laps.
There is an advantage to that second place. Christopher Bell being that close to Larson. You can use him as a gauge coming on the pit road, gain a lot of speed on him on the entrance to pit road.
Stenhouse in as well. Regan.
Bit of a game of cat and mouse there. The 20 car, as soon as they knew the 5 car was going to pit, they immediately decided to pit and come this time as well. That's where the 20 car, about 2 laps ago, finally said it was starting to free up a little bit for Christopher Bell. And the 5 of Kyle Larson actually needs help to turn off the floor, turn 4. One of the few cars I heard that was tight at that point.
Right, Cole Custer in as well. Now he was in at lap 8 along with the cars that stopped at first caution.
Getting off this pit road, Clint, we know that you can gain or lose a whole bunch of speed on the acceleration piece of the exit of pit road right here.
That's why you couldn't wait too long. Byron just passed Bell. That was the third place car right on the heels of the leader, Larson.
But
What was the leader?
well, you see that gap from Kyle Larson to Christopher Bell also was a little bit wider than it was when he pitted. So definitely put a William Byron in between him and the 20.
Jesse Love making his 3rd start in the Cup Series. Drove through too many pit boxes on entry, so he'll have to do a pass down the pit road at reduced speed. Now there's Bowman, who was also in lap 8, coming back in.
Yeah, I think these guys, you know, they some of those guys that were in the back wasted a set of tires to try to get themselves track position. As now we hear Ricky Stenhouse over the wall too soon. So these pit road penalties keep piling up. We talked about how many speeding penalties there were here at Kansas, but it's definitely going to be one of those days where we see a lot of trouble on pit road.
Well, I'm just going to give Larson fits here, trying to hold on to this lap. Does not want to go another lap down. That may give Byron an opportunity. He's going to try to do everything he can do to stay in that mirror and not let him to his outside. You see him moving up in front of him. But to get that car wide, that's going to slow Kyle Larson down.
Conless comes to pit road here at lap 43. The first stage is 80 laps duration. Denny Hamlin cycles through to the lead. The top 6 cars have not been on pit road since lap 8.
Motorsports isn't complicated. It's made up of races where you go as fast as you can, as best as you can, as sideways as you can, and whatever this is. Our team, Toyota Gazoo Racing. We make some seriously fast cars, like this one and this one, definitely this one. And they all have great drivers, ones that win a lot. Look at all these legends. The hottest drivers right now are him, her, and this guy. They're all part of a big happy family of speed demons. Now you're up to speed. Man,
You can really taste the hickory on this Arby's 6 hours smoked pulled pork.
You know, I always thought the best quality was your flavor powder.
Well, you know, people think I'm funny too. Nah, let's get about it.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Make 'em away downtown, walking fast, faces passing and homebound.
It's Kubota Orange Days, now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details and find your nearest dealer at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
I don't know about you, this time was kind of out.
I will be reducing the scholarship program to 3.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a party.
The best selection of new Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. Unmatched
I
savings.
use the bathroom real quick.
Since Chase Chevrolet opened our doors in Stockton in 1944, you bought into our way of doing business and made us your #1 Silverado.
On the camera to make sure it's not lagging.
Works even harder for you, giving you more for your trade, helping you find payments that fit your budget. A hassle-free buying experience with personalized service. Every
Pit stops are happening.
today at Chase Chevrolet. Buy into it.
You think those four guys will ever figure out how to keep 5G home and enough for slowing down the peak hours?
Their customers have to share wireless signal with everyone in their area.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you bring a really big cake for your birthday and then there's only a piece left for the birthday girl.
But wish her a happy birthday.
Oh, it's me. Have your cake and eat it too. Don't settle for T-Mobile or Verizon 5G home internet. Get super fast Xfinity internet you don't have to share. 40 is gonna be my year.
Welcome back to Papa John's. I found everything's in life. Like ordering more to save more off the Papa Paris menu. It's all $6.99.
Why are you whispering?
We're making new Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
48 laps complete in the AdventHealth 400 at Kansas Speedway. We're racing to the end of stage 1 at lap 80. And a couple of drivers have rolled the dice. Kyle Larson has cycled back to the lead, but in second spot is now William Byron, going by Ty Dillon. And Ty Dillon and Riley Herbst are on the economy run, Larry. The last minute of lap 8, and they make it. So they did it with 72 to go. We went back close with 70 to go. I look at their pace right now. Low 33s, mid 33s. That pace, they should be able to make it. If they can't make it, I have no idea what they're doing right now. Unless they're just trying to bank on a caution.
Well, Matt didn't make it off the turn 2 right there, but even if they do make it, we're going to lose a lot of spots here. I don't know that it's going to be a net gain anyway.
Well, way off the pace. That hope is a bad strategy. I think that's the way it's probably going to work out this time.
It seems like Dylan and Herbst are doing the economy run.
Well, one of them had got run over as other drivers were trying to make their way to the front. So they are 2 seconds off pace. Right now, Ty Dillon is, but he's in 4th place with 30 laps to go in the sprint. It'll be doubtful for him to hold on to a points carrying position close to the top 10. But he may end up in a better shape than what he would have, and he'll have an extra set of tires in the pit. So let's talk points. As we'll give stage points and a playoff point to the stage winner. And as we race to the playoffs after race number 26, these drivers have wins, and it's win and you're in. We average 13 regular season winners. Now, most points above the bubble are non-winners. These guys are in a for now, but it's not over. Look at that cut line below Ricky Stenhouse. Kyle Busch only 12 away, but with 20 points, minus 20 on back, only one driver has ever come out of that group and made the playoffs.
So let's see a big hit. Let's just highlight it right there. AJ Allington took a big hit. Michael McDowell last week took a big hit at the end of those races. So points matter.
Flip side of that, Ricky Stenhouse moved into the playoff picture with a great finish last week in Texas. He is struggling today. This is going to be a battle right down to the end, the bubble picture of the playoffs. So important with a lot of good teams involved.
Every point matters. Now, stage points by drivers who have not been to victory lane. Bubba Wallace leads that list. Ryan Blaney. They have capitalized, so have Reddick and Bowman. Been important for Chase Elliott's record.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace said, I mean, those guys have qualified well, put themselves up in the front and had a penalty today. He's now 2 laps down. So it's been a tough start to this race for the 23 car with all the circumstances that he's having to deal with.
So, Josh?
One update on 22, jumping the car during that first run, that car was just way too loose for him. They reported a vibration towards the end of the run when they came into pit. He got 4 new tires. They told me the tires look good, but the balance is still not there. That's still loose, still fighting a very loose car right now.
How about the run for the 6-car? Brett Keselowski so far today started 36, all the way up to 15th right now. And the good news for crew chief Jeremy Bowen is Brad is very pleased inside of the car with how it's driving, what it's doing on the racetrack. And keep in mind, this is a team that had trouble yesterday with the tire going down, but they had a lot of confidence when that went down. Brad himself did, and the team told me earlier today they felt like they could pass their way towards the front and not have to rely on strategy. So far, that's working.
Well, he is at the top of the list of drivers who need a great day and past champions who need to fall into the top 25 in points. I think he's in it enough to win the stage, Kevin.
I agree. I think that the 6-car Brad, a lot of talent behind the wheel, a lot of leadership. But I think that with the way that this is all gone, and as far behind as they are from that 16th position, I mean, they're going to have some pretty miraculous stage points, and if they don't win.
So of the drivers who have made 2 pit stops, only one is up in the top 10, and that's Alex Bowman in 7th place, 11 seconds off the lead. 2 Chevys up front, and they're Hendrick cars, Larson and Byron. Then Bell's Toyota in 3rd, and the first 4 is Blaney in 5th.
Why is Ty Dillon still in 3rd?
When you live with diabetes, part of it is having your coffee like you like it, without an audience.
Oh my God.
The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor tracks the glucose in real time, so anyone else doesn't have to. And over time, it can help lower your A1C. Confident choices for more control of your life. This is progress. Learn more and try for free at freestylelibre.us. To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Yes, that's 16 cars.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Olsen and the Braves, Barry Devers and the Red Sox, or the Twins take on the Brewers. Baseball Night in America, Saturday on Fox.
Oh, yeah,
Your
Brandon.
day started like any other. You drop the kids off at school and head to work. Little do you know, in the next moment, a truck is going to run red light and hit you, changing your life forever. For everything that comes next, you will be ready, but we are. The attorneys at Sweet James will help you recover physically and financially as we defend you against the insurance companies that promise to protect you. You pay nothing until we win. So if you're hurt in an accident, call Sweet James today.
Summer's here, and with the new Toyota, you can go here, so fun. Here, woo! And here.
Shop incredible deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest lasting brand on the road. And right now, lease a Prius for just $299 a month.
Your summer starts here, and just keeps on going.
Toyota, let's go places.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of a junior bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh, never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Kyle Larson leading by 3 seconds with 18 to go in stage 1. In 2 weeks, he'll be in the Indianapolis 500 on Fox. So here's a little trivia. Helio Castroneves is looking to become the first 5-time winner of the 500. Besides Helio, 3 other legends have won the Indy 500 4 times. Can you name them?
No. I know Rick Mears is one of them.
Well, he's from your hometown, of course. Yes.
I know this guy right here, our NASCAR gentleman, Kyle Larson. That Kyle is going to try his hand, and I think he can do it. He got so close. I was so excited last year watching him do that.
Can I pay this off, please? Al Unser and AJ Foyt, who was the first Division 4. What a cool looking picture. Look at that back there, huh? Indy 500 on Fox in 2 weeks. Here in Kansas, William Byron is edging into Kyle Larson's lead. Since we came back from break, he's cut it by half a second. Christian Bell in 3rd. Elliott Ford, Blaney, the first Ford, in 5th. And the 2 drivers who were trying to stretch it without an extra stop, Riley Herbst has now gone a lap down, while Ty Dillon remains on the lead lap, but back in 24th. There's John Reddick, 3rd of the Toyotas now that Denny Hamlin has gone by him. Reddick in 16th right now.
Byron is hit. Oh, I think he might have a right rear flat, Kevin.
Well, that's what we talked about.
Oh, Byron spinning.
Round it goes.
And we stay green. Thank you, NASCAR, for keeping it green.
Well, that's what we talked about. The teams are really going to push these rear air pressures because the lower you
Thank you,
get those
NASCAR,
tires,
for
the more
keeping
grip
it
that
green.
car is going to make from being lower to the ground and just mechanical grip in general.
Oh yeah,
So
that car.
now that they're on a green flag run, that's going to be much tougher on those air pressures than all the caution laps and things that we had at the beginning of the race.
Hey, Chase Elliott was in 3rd. See how far back the 24 fell. Damn, fell all the way back.
Well, he did a nice job of getting that car under control and to pit road.
You see how slowly it's going? All of a sudden, I think he feels it out there. It went.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that tire.
Yeah.
So we stay green. Here's Byron's radio just before he got into the wall. So he ran 27 laps prior to that happening after the pit stop.
Yeah, so what happens when you let that pressure down? That's why we're talking about you got to be really careful with the car and how fast you go at the beginning.
First car lap down is Daniel Suarez. Byron's fallen all the way to 32nd. Riley Herbst 2 laps down.
Well, we found it a lot yesterday.
More left sides than right yesterday.
We did. Both pretty effective.
Saw both though.
Yeah, both you want the air as low as possible.
Reddick has dropped back a spot. Ouch.
Oh, that one's going to cost us money.
Yes, that was our camera.
Well, Tyler Reddick's got to crack the windshield. Oh, Jesus, he hit the wall.
Cowboys moving up.
Which is 14.
He's at 14.
Yeah, they've been pretty steady all day today.
They're back.
Yeah, let's go back to that right rear tire on the wheel like he had run 27 to 28 laps. I just want to help our viewer understand, if low air pressure is the culprit, how did it go that long? What happens? It gets damaged in the first lap or two. When it's really low on that air pressure, but it won't rear its head into a run as we just saw.
And here's Byron's radio as that was happening.
that's important for them to know because they want to know if they need to put more air back in the tire. They got to make an adjustment to those air pressures to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
The driver is now one lap down.
He did a great job of keeping that car back straight. He tried to spin right there, but he got it gathered up and saved himself a lap. He's only one lap down. That's very important.
And he knew that he had a problem about halfway down the back straightaway. He slowed that car down and actually kept himself up next to the wall so that it didn't spin out. He actually spun out on pit road when he came in, but he saved himself from spinning out on the racetrack.
We can fix this 11 car. Denny Hamlin is moving to the front and doing it.
Denny Hamlin's working his way to the front. He's up to 10th over the 20.
He passes Josh Berry. That will put him into position for stage points.
Zane Smith is also in position for stage points too.
For this 11 car from where he was 20 laps ago. I mean, he was in the back, having a tough time trying to even make his way to the front. All of a sudden, it was like somebody just said go.
His last time by, Denny Hamlin was the fastest car on the racetrack at 31.86.
And we saw that a little bit yesterday in practice, maybe not to the extent that we've seen it during this run, but he didn't take off. He was actually like a half a second slower than his teammate Ty Gibbs on takeoff speed, but that long run speed was lights out.
Yeah, what Denny Hamlin and Chris Gale did, they did exactly what I had explained and I saw a couple of teams do last year. They ran really long. They paid the price in the beginning, but now they're paying the dividends as we're coming to the end of this stage.
5 to go in stage 1. Jamie?
William Byron's tire went down. Happened so fast he came right down pit road. Your team had to scramble. Ryan Patton was the tire carrier. You didn't even have a chance to put your gloves on, Ryan. You carried those hot tires. Blisters all over your hands. How are you?
Yeah, it's not an ideal situation, obviously, but there's a lot of communication going on. In a crisis scenario like that, especially coming off turn 4, the car's on your quick. So thankfully, we're still 18, which just past the start finish line, so we have a little bit of time to react. But a heads up call by Rudy to put the qualifying set on from yesterday. So we're exchanging the sticker tires for the scouts. You got to make sure you got the right foot correctly, the right rear correctly, so we put the tires on the car. Everything's good. So it's a crisis situation, but hopefully we'll catch a lucky dog and we'll get back in this thing.
Show us those hands. Got some blisters on there. They're sticking them inside the ice, guys.
Wow. That's dedication right there, Jamie. All right, 3 to go in the stage. Top 12 right now, 7 Fords, 3 Chevrolets, 2 Toyotas. Bell and Hamlin, Joey Logano in position to get the final stage point.
Well, Kyle Larson's been lights out. We expected him to be really fast. We just didn't know if the tail end of that run he would fall off. So far today, it's been nothing but perfect from that 5.
Chase Elliott coming up to challenge Christopher Bell for second.
2 to go.
Uses up all the track and all the apron. Drops back in line.
One thing we haven't talked about is Kyle Larson has lapped all the way to 20th place on this racetrack so far. That's
Chase Elliott's up to second. All right.
That just tells you how dominant that 5 car has been.
Well, he's part of the traffic right here, but because he's so dominant, he goes, almost 4 seconds in the lead. He's just riding behind him.
Final lap, stage 1.
All 3 of those drivers want to stay on the, or not lose another lap, or stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, where are you going to go? He's good 3 wide in front of him.
Yeah, Dillon, Hocevar, Chastain, right at the tail end of the lead lap. Nobody wants to have to take the free pass.
Yeah, you saw Dillon that stayed out, and he might make it on fuel, but it costs him. He's all the way back to 34th place, a lap down.
Yeah, he's actually running 35-second laps.
All right, stage 1 winner, Kyle Larson.
So Kyle Larson.
And Chase Elliott was chipping into that lead a bit. Second place isn't bad. Priest, Bushy also got stage points. Man, Zane Smith was 1 spot away. How about Austin Cindric up there in the top 5? Let's see if he's got the drive to be fast today.
Kyle Larson, to no one's surprise, starts on pole and wins stage 1.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Helping neighbors.
pitching in and getting it done. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Here they are, McCrispy strips, long, tender, juicy chicken made for dipping, or rather, double dipping. But why stop there? Keep going. New McCrispy strips now at McDonald's. Rather than cook.
Make a way downtown, walking fast, faces passing homebound. Not need you.
What do you drink when you eat better?
The milk.
We drink the milk. Maybe that helps me get a go from
100 Days to Indy, streaming May 22nd on Fox Nation.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is.
The Wi-Fi is booming like a
WIGO.
Read sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
Well, if anyone wasn't booming when they see it, it's gonna have to.
The Wi-Fi is booming.
I can tell when someone's lying, it's kind of a thing I do. So go argue. I am so surprised. Nope. I'm figuring out that when I was during this journey, something is amiss. Tell me that you didn't kill her. You go no That might be foolproof.
Game on, Charlie Cal. We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement, giving drivers that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed. Buying a car is kind of a big deal. You need to see all the options. See, she knows. Car Gurus gives you the most new and used cars right in your hand. So you know your big deal is the best deal. Car Gurus, the #1 most visited car shopping site.
Welcome to Truck Country. Welcome to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Saturday, it's baseball night in America as Matt Olson of the Braves take on Alex Bregman of the Red Sox, or you'll see the Twins battle the Brewers. Check local listings for the game in your area Saturday, 7 Eastern on Fox. Stage 1 complete, waiting for pit road to open. Jamie?
Well, Mike, 1 month ago, Kyle Larson got a new pit crew except for the gas man, and so far, this team has executed. Let's meet Team 5.
Front tire changer. Fun fact about me is I like crazy socks.
Mike Moss, rear tire changer. I enjoy watching the internet.
Alan Stallings, tire changer. Greensboro College football All-American.
Eric Ludwig, Jackman, all conference at Elon University, playing football nose guard.
I'm Brandon Harder, gas man. I've been fortunate enough to be at Hendrick for this will be my 18th year.
Looking as the crew chief, Tyler Norm, the starter, up on the roof. And, each pit crew, each pit member has his own special way of doing things. Watch the Jackman here.
I love all these different styles, Mike, and it's all about what makes you the fastest around that car. And you're going to see some guys that grab it naturally like that Jackman did. Now you have to a little different, trying to get a head start there. Behind the back, we've covered this one.
Hey, this all started with Denny Hamlin's crew. We put that on TV, and everybody said, is there a better way of doing what we do? Let's find out. That Jack weighs 21 pounds.
Well, it's very reminiscent of Jimmy Johnson back in the day. I think that's a Jimmy Johnson line. They all learned that from him. Tips are about 80 pounds, though.
For the top 5 pit crew rankings this season of the rankings of the current top 5 drivers. Kyle Larson, the highest of that list, along with his Hendrick teammate Chase Elliott.
All right, well, here we go. Let's not make any mistakes.
The road is open, Josh.
Start with the 9 of Chase Elliott, finished second in stage number 1. His report was that the car was getting a little too tight towards the end. No adjustments, just 4 tires and fuel.
Brian Blaney in the 12 has mixed his way on down from the top 5. Need the balance to be just a little bit better. You're going to see these adjustments on every stop for every one of these drivers out here. The conditions are changing out here, Regan.
Christopher Bell, the 20 car, started the race off a little on the tight side. They've actually transitioned to loose when the cars loaded up through the corner to the 5 car. Kyle Larson after the green flag stop was too loose, but he liked that for traffic.
Larson wins the race off pit road. Elliott, Blaney, Bell, and Norman. Well, ever since NASCAR on Fox came on the air in 2001, one of our cameramen up on the roof was Tony Marshall, T-Bone we call him. And he was the best at finding action on the track or in the infield or wherever it happened to be. Well, a few years ago, he transitioned off the roof and into the RoboCam trailer for the cameras that are mounted on the wall. There's Tony at work, where we couldn't put a cameraman physically at the camera. He runs those from in the trailer, yeah. Well, he's retiring. This is his last race. He's now Tony Robo. And he had a wish. He says he's been at the track all these years, but he'd never been on the track. So cameraman Brad Hutton put this deal together for Bubba Wallace to give Tony Robo a thrill ride. And thanks to Darwin Patterson, Toyota, and Josiah Hamilton. Tony, we're going to miss you.
Don't miss your chance to race for millions. The NASCAR Powerball Playoff is back. Enter now to win a VIP trip to the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race at Phoenix Raceway, where you could take home $1 million. The race for the million is on. Powerball, the official lottery game of NASCAR. Home to the NASCAR Powerball Playoff.
This is Arby's 10 to 13-hour smoked brisket in a smoker. This is Arby's 10 to 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich. This is Arby's 10 to 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Grab your suitcases and your nearest loved ones. It's the Expedia Family Getaway Sale. Members save 25% or more on select hotels. Expedia, made to travel.
It's Saturday night. You could go out and make some memories, but people make bad choices on a Saturday night. Or you could be at home with edge of your seat action and Joe Davis and Smoltz giving the play-by-play like a bedtime story for grown-ups. If it's Saturday night, it's baseball night in America. Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
It's employee pricing time. You pay what we pay at Big Valley Ford, your truck headquarters for performance trucks, with up to $17,000 off performance trucks in the Stockton Auto Mall. Big Valley Ford gives you more. Whether you've been hurt in a car, motorcycle, or trucking accident, what you do next matters. Make sure to call Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Every month, my firm and I help hundreds of people with the medical treatment they need and the financial compensation they deserve, all without paying a dime out of pocket. Recently, 5 out of the top 50 settlements came from Sweet James. Call the firm awarded Best Attorneys in America. Call Sweet James. It's employee pricing time. You pay what we pay at Big Valley Ford, your truck headquarters, with great deals on new F-150, Super Duty, Explorer, Bronco, and Bronco Sport in the Stockton Auto Mall. Big Valley Ford gives you more.
Hands-free Skechers slip-ins now come in Glide Step Max cushioning, which actually gave me an idea that I can combine all my favorite sports into one. Right, ain't done. Carpath only. Try Glide Step Max cushioning hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
Here at Kansas Bowl Center, Kyle Larson, winner of Stage 1, only once this year has the winner of Stage 1 go out to win the race, and that was Kyle Larson. That was back at Bristol. Attended the Prairie Crestwater Skin Race here atop the RCR hauler with Richard Childress, the 6-time champion car owner. Your drivers, Austin Dillon has 3 straight top 10s coming in. Kyle Busch just below the playoff cut line. I know you're watching them closely. Jamie also watching you closely up here.
Yeah, Richard, we see most of the owners up to the suite or maybe on the pit box during the race, but you're always here on top of the 3 on. What is it about this perspective you like?
I can sit up here and watch
the whole track, watch all three drivers today with Jesse in the car, and I can just tell what I see when I see it.
Your observations overall, you just said, boy, Larson's fast.
He's in his own zip code right now. I think Kyle will be able to race him. I don't know about him, but he's headed that way. Hopefully, also he helped the 5 off to stay on the lead lap. So hopefully we'll get it fixed.
The only Kansas win for RCR was by a guy named the Cup Series Harvick. Let's go back to Mike Joy, Wood Boyer, and the guy named Harvick.
Thanks, Chris. Let's check with Josh.
All right, guys, well, we talked about Ty Dillon hitting last on lap 8 and then ran to the end of that stage. You can see the effect on that right rear tire over there. This is not what you want to see, but that is an impact of how important tires are. And when you try and run long, that can be what happens, guys.
Well, certainly explains why his lap times were 3 seconds off what the leaders were running. One penalty on this round of pit stops, Carson Hocevar, equipment interference. So he'll start at the back of the 22 cars on the lead lap, including the pre-pass car, which is Todd Gilliland. Jamie?
Well, Denny Hamlin has worked his way and cycled up to 8th, but listening to his radio, he's got a clutch issue. In fact, he just radioed and said, I have 0 clutch pedal. So, of course, that could impact his ability to save fuel and, of course, executing those pit stops.
Chris Buescher had a 12.7 second stop and fell from 10th to 17th, where he'll be on the restart.
Well, it doesn't take much on pit road to lose those positions, but as we get going here on this restart, we know that these guys have been wild and crazy. There's plenty of room to race all over this track, and they're getting ready to use it again. But
big pushes on the outside. Bell with Elliott waiting on the bumper of the 5 car.
4 wide for 10.
yeah, the problem with those guys that go to the apron or cars going to the outside, then you wind up on the bottom of the racetrack. You don't have any of the momentum, and then it's hard to get your car up the racetrack again.
NASCAR says this restart is under review between Larson and Elliott.
That's the first time we've seen somebody get to the outside of Larson. His teammate Elliott, this would be a huge win.
Elliott leaves that out.
Right to the outside.
Those cars get side by side, and Ryan Blaney had a huge run going into turn 1.
You see Larson start bottom out, running up bottom.
Alex Bowman in the mix. We talked about his car.
And Christopher Bell, how good he is at this racetrack. Look how that momentum slowed down Blaney, and here comes Bell to the outside, Bowman on the inside.
Larson leads this lap, and the restart is good, says NASCAR.
Chase is doing a good job staying on his outside. Oh, so close to clearing him. Not so much. Who's Bell going to go with? Trying to go around the boat, didn't he?
Yeah, Larson put a little block on right there to close that middle lane up, and that really hurt the momentum of that 9 car going into turn 3. And now Christopher Bell up on the outside, Blaney.
I think he tapped it. Car took off on him, and those cars in front of him side by side.
4 cars under a blanket for second. Like that 5, Ryan Preece wants to play. And that orange car on the outside.
Yeah, what a great job by Ryan Preece. As you see Ryan Blaney dive to the bottom. You don't finish that pass, it makes it really difficult to get off the exit of turn 4.
Like you said, that pick and choose your battle wisely, Kevin. They get stuck on the inside or the outside and get checked up at least a little bit. It's brake track.
Well, it tempts you to want to take every run, and this is just a racetrack where you can't take every run. As you see Blaney move up the racetrack, put a little bit of that aero block on the 60 car. Brian Priest saw the flames shoot out of the pipe, made him lift.
Josh Berry running 7.
Austin Cindric coming into play on the bottom. He's been making good use of that track apron, but now he wants to try to get a side draft on Bowman, and he's got Berry right with him.
It's amazing how these cars are moving around at the very end. They lose the nose, as Larry showed us at the beginning of the show. You do not want to be in the way for that car in front of you.
Alex Bowman with a good run off turn 2 with this.
Tight. Got tight right there on the exit of turn 2, and you see Josh Berry get a big run because that 48 had to lift.
And here comes Hamlin. Denny Hamlin coming up from 9th spot. Cindric had to lift it a big way, almost got collected off the board.
And that's worst case scenario right there. Now he's going to get passed by 5 cars. Just that much of a lift out of the throttle or a moment like that, especially when all these cars are so tightly packed together, costs you 5-6 positions.
Oh, big contact. Bowman and Zane Smith got together. Smith got the final stage point. And stage number 1's been running up here in the top 10, and he just got sandwiched.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy contact there, Mike.
Push behind him. And then Kozlowski. A couple of former champs wanting to break into that top 10 and mix it up. Cindric trying to recover from 14th against Reddick and Bubba Wallace.
You see these 3 cars right here, 3 wide, 11 off the racetrack. You see Zane, he knew that he felt like the 11 was going to come up far enough that he was going to get into the side of the 48 and try to lift.
Good bit of contact there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that didn't shoot him up and just get tight.
But squeeze just a little bit. Anytime when you're running this fast, right, or racetrack this fast, you lose your direction and have to run in a different direction. They don't like that. You might lose.
Anybody turn against him as the Xfinity fastest lap of the race? Larson. 178.29 miles per hour. And again for Christopher Bell and Chris Buescher.
Well, he's been fast since they unloaded that thing off the trailer yesterday. Qualified on the pole, led every lap there in the first stage, and now he had a little bit of a challenge from Chase Elliott right there, but it has been lights out for Kyle Larson.
Justin Haley 15th. Reddick, Logano, Eric Jones in the mix.
Yeah, 2 cars right there, especially that 45. We expected a lot out of Tyler Reddick, and here Eric Jones get tight off of turn 2, but that 45 car is not run like we thought it should run today.
Watch this, guys. About as close as it gets to a wreck.
Oh, man.
And on the 4th performance cam on Todd Gilliland, here's how that looked.
That'll get your attention, won't it?
That will get your attention.
Kyle Larson has moved into 3rd in the all-time lap leader list here, behind only Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr.
Join more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could have slowed us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Tree, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family had NTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking the sulfonylurea or insulin may raise low blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Check it out! Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza is a game changer. With 28 cheese-filled bites around the crust, every single bite is a highlight. The Cheesy Bites Pizza, starting at $12.99. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Push Guy, bold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
And for the mountains.
Tender, juicy, and perfectly seasoned. It's chicken made for dipping. So bye-bye, bun. Hello, McCrispy strips. Now at McDonald's.
Every day, they protect the land we call home. Their dedication is why we race free. They're our neighbors, friends, and fellow fans. They put it all on the line. So when the green flag flies, we do too. NASCAR salutes, together with Coca-Cola, honors those who serve at home and abroad.
Another good opportunity for us today. 267 lap race. No waiting on fuel today. You know, tires are definitely wearing and falling off. I think just about any time we get the opportunity to come and put them on, we'll do that. Behind the wall today, got a couple different people in different spots with Greg being gone. So Travis, you'll be handling the second can when we have that. And then Andy, you'll be catching the right front. Obviously, be communicating on that. And if we need to make adjustments through today, make sure we're going to do that.
All right, fellas. Hands are there. Let's go. Let's go there. Can you go over there with you?
That was a pre-race meeting for Ryan Williams' crew. Trying to have sort of 10 feet with it. Spot up on the roof. He is fourth. He was the first Ford in the race behind Larson Bell and Elliott. One position behind him. And let's talk about the Will brothers. Unbelievable. From 38. Well, we expect that 21 car to be fast. He had some trouble yesterday qualifying, been toe link, got into the wall, bent that toe link, had to make some repairs to the right side of the car. So we knew that the 21 would be good. I don't know that I expected him to get to the front this fast, but that car has been really good. Along with the car right behind him, Alex Bowman. He had a little bit of trouble right there on the restart, getting mixed up. But that car is running some good lap times right now. And it's been a wall. The outside of James Smith, he hit that wall pretty hard, so you can track the race. Going to the front of this long run. And those two have been fighting pretty hard for fourth, fifth position. They go back to 9th and 10th along with Barry. Zane Smith and Brad Keselowski, 9th and 10th, also started this race from the rear. Regan? Well, I just updated number 38 of Zane Smith. Keep in mind, this is a car yesterday that had a flat right rear tire. Also had contact with the rear. But they qualified pretty good. So qualified 18th, opted to go ahead and fix the car, though, because they wanted to be assured that it would be absolutely perfect. That's how confident they were in the speed that they had in practice yesterday. And that is showing up today as he's driven his way to the top 10. Forced a little contact with the 48 car a few laps back, but Zane has been very pleased. A little bit of a target times. This is a group that's confident and having a good day. Now his car keeps coming. His lap time is only 2 tenths of a second off Kyle Larson's currently. Well, the quicker cars are in the top 10. WB on Ryan Preece here. This is for 8th place. You see Smith. Yeah, you see him choose to take that middle lane right there. You definitely have to go where they are not. They'll start to struggle with the long front speed of the race car. You see Chase Elliott right there behind him, blaming himself. They were putting him down. Yeah, right now, Christopher Bell is about 4 tenths of a second off of Kyle Larson. So definitely something not to Christopher's liking right now in the car. Now, Chase Elliott, he's kind of stuck behind him right now. He's going to have to work that middle lane and try to get that right front figure into that left rear to use that side grab to finish this pass. But definitely something not right with that point. Jamie?
Extremely tight on that short line. Just only 2 months trying to run. Right up here at the wall like he's doing now. He's trying to figure that out. And this car is certainly not his liking.
And Jamie is the 7th car 1 lap down, so nowhere near
Oh,
the
it's
position
so good.
Larry, we saw those guys yesterday in practice when they had trouble with their tires. All of them was working on the diffusers overnight.
After that flag.
You see Chase Elliott right there able to get around Christopher Bell. I think you want to see him drive off.
Sorry about that, Clint. I'm looking at the video down here. Trying to figure out why that damn foul car is so good. He is so fast through the middle of the field. It's unbelievable. But there's no question. We saw it yesterday, those cars that had a flat. It definitely didn't get into the rear view. That's one of the most sensitive parts of that race car.
Only car faster than Kyle Larson at the last lap was Josh Berry. Berry since the end there. Larson, Elliott, Bell, your leaders.
It takes a lot to get my heart racing, but you gotta see this. There's absolutely nothing like NASCAR's only street race. This 4th of July weekend, NASCAR takes over Chicago, where you can get an up-close look at the sport's best drivers as they battle through downtown. And with live music from Zach Brown Band and Family Farm, it's a NASCAR experience on a whole other level. Hey, I'll be over there for my seat. NASCAR Chicago Street Race, July 5th and 6th.
Crispy chicken nuggets are back at Taco Bell, but that doesn't mean we're a chicken place, because the breading is tortilla chips. That's very Taco place. We can both. It's not weird, you're weird. We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place, that's also a taco place.
Mental health is better. Uncontrollable movements called TV. Target disbelief studies
It felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnected. I asked my doctor about treating
Yep, sure has.
I learned about erections.
By greater than 5 times in 2 weeks. Everyone prescribed Ingrezza has dosing as always 1 pill once a day. And keep taking both without pregnancy. Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed and sudden behavioral mood changes or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling at times, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you or operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance can occur.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Hey guys, change your hair.
Too dangerous.
Two changes. The 3-row luxury TX, because everyone should feel like the center of the universe.
You can put a lot of vacation into a weekend. Book your next weekend getaway with Verbo.
What happened to no phones at the table?
Sorry, I need to work soon.
Yeah, work over here too. Got text from Alan saying your business vehicle is now protected with Progressive, just like your home car.
What'd you text?
I thought that's what you were doing.
119 laps complete in Kansas. Here's our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. The best seat in the house since 1925. Happy 100th anniversary to the Goodyear brand. William Byron, a lap down, came in the pit stop, and so did Everett's Alex Bowman. I saw him on good note. 7th place. A hard time finding for him. He did not get points. So there it looks like we're just seeing a couple of the cars a lap or more coming in.
Yeah, Mike, split it in half. It's 126, which is 6 laps around. I see Cinder on pit road. I think you'll start to see some of them come now within the next 2 to 3 laps. Let's see if Chris Gale and Denny Hamlin runs it wrong. We'll remember what Jamie Miller told us. That's a big deal on pit stop is that clutch.
Yes. Looks like McDowell, come on board camera. McDowell, who is one of 9 cars, currently 1 lap down. Jamie?
Yeah, Mary just mentioned it's the 11 and their clutch issue. So what are they going to do when they come back down pit road quickly?
And if it's that bad, we're in that trouble. Yes.
I would agree. I mean, either way, even if they get the lead again, it's going to be difficult to keep the track position. You're not going to keep the track position. So,
well, Gregson's been on a good one. So would this be a hydraulic issue with Hamlin?
Definitely off the air pocket something. Usually, sometimes you can pump that up and it's got a little air pocket or something in it. If it's all the way gone like that, I'd say it's not coming back.
Austin Cindric had to come back down pit road. He had an uncontrolled tire on his stop. Ross Chastain is in. Yes, 5 of them so far.
37 of them coming in. You knew it was going to happen. You make up a lot of ground for a pit here. Much like Larry Cutler, you know, 11 cars hanging out. So kind of being on the Democrat on the back side of that. I've had a lot of patience with that. I let it play through, but it worked for them last time.
Austin Dillon in. Here's Christopher Bell. Brady.
Like Christopher Bell, the 20 car, much like he has done the majority today. Starting off the 1-2 tight, the problem is it transitions too quick to lose. He's been complaining about losing the right rear quickly and runs. As a matter of fact, more quickly this time as we saw him losing some positions there. Here comes Bailey and Blaney.
Josh.
Particularly as he comes into the pit box, he's still reporting that that car is getting tight. No adjustment from him once again. 4 tires and
Ryan Blaney for the clutch, just keep going away, just a little too tight. Keep doing that with these drivers. Air pressure adjustment every time you come down pit road. Then you see that chassis adjustment right there, and they go to left side. 4 tires for Blaney.
Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Billy Jones. Chase Briscoe getting service, and here's the leader, Kyle Larson.
No surprise there. I think they stayed out 1 lap too many that last time. Let it get a little bit too close for comfort.
He's led 114 of the 126 laps today. Read it.
And Mike has been all good things on the radio. Pretty pleased with what's going on inside the car. Good feedback and very detailed feedback, whether it's yellow flag or green flag pit stop. So what the car is doing. The biggest thing he said this last run was I struggled a little bit more when I got the track than I wanted to. Josh? Over Jones got a bit of difficulty today. That car was just too tight for him. He said I need more rear security, more than I need front turns right now. We'll see if they can get that 22 where it needs to be for this next run.
Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, and Denny Hamlin in and out. Ryan Preece comes in along with Nina Chuck and Gilliland.
seemed like they almost Corey Hunt. Yeah, it seemed like they had much trouble on the pit stop as they did taking off there for Denny Hamlin.
Carson Hocevar, who won yesterday's truck race, assumes the lead. He and teammate Justin Haley have not yet been to pit road, nor has Daniel Suarez. McDowell, Custer, Gibbs, or Stenhouse.
You see that on the scoring pile there, you see Carson Hocevar and Justin Haley. Now Haley's on pit road, but they're definitely running this real long. Hocevar leading the race right now.
Not sure what happened to Denny Hamlin's stop.
That's what I want to break front. Lost his left hand. Oh, the line is backed up too, Kevin. He tried to reach for the belt for the backup. And it fell off.
17.4 seconds for Denny Hamlin to stop on pit road because of that right front issue.
And if you're going to have one that is that long, it's almost better to have it under a green flag pit stop because, you know, the cars aren't all bunched together. Like, actually, probably lose less time than what you lose under yellow.
Yeah, he but then on pit road. And being Ty Dillon, who's a couple laps down.
And the reason that they're talking about Ty Dillon is their pit stop location.
Yeah, good point. No chance of being blocked in there. So Larson is 13 seconds behind Hocevar, who has not pitted. As you see her back at the top of the screen. As this cycles through with 35 laps to go in the stage.
Mike Hocevar is 2 seconds a lap slower than Larson, but now fuel-wise, he can go another 15, 16 laps.
During the stage break. Suarez will stop there, and Riley Roots coming up with his stop. So Kyle Larson back to the lead here in Kansas with 34 to go in stage 2.
COPD is an ugly reality. I watch as this world just keeps getting smaller. But then, Trilogy helped us see things a little differently.
All right, 32 to go in stage 2.
Trilogy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trilogy also improves lung function, so you can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor for some breathing, chest pain, mouth and tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
At Mothers, we appreciate the simple things. The life less complicated. That's the inspiration behind Mother's new California Gold Ceramic line of products. The easiest way to clean, correct, and protect your way to a whole new level of deep, ceramic, glass-like clarity, superior hydrophobic protection, and head-turning shine. Mother's California Gold. Ceramic made simple. Give it that mother's love.
Arby's can make it so barbecue. And our sweet and spicy baby barbecue sauce is going together like best friends. I couldn't agree more.
Never like how Anthony's best friend.
Arby's, we have the meats.
Check it out.
Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza is a game changer. With 28 cheese-filled bites around the crust, every single bite is a highlight. The Cheesy Bites Pizza, starting at $12.99. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
NASCAR fans, you are the drivers. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards Loyalty Program today at NASCAR.com/fanrewards.
Next week, it's All-Star Weekend from historic North Wilkes-Barre Speedway. The Cup Series chases the $1 million prize starting with practice on Friday afternoon.
56 complete out of 85 in stage number 2. Everybody has made that pit stop. It's Rocco Custer's come in, and now Ty Gibbs makes his stop that complete. The cycle, Kyle Larson back out to a 3.6-second lead over Case Elliott. And Christopher Bell, 6.7 back. First Toyota and Ryan Williams Ford, 8 seconds back to the leader. Here's the top 10 as they run, and in the right column you see where they were running before the stop. Denny Hamlin came in 5th and came out 10th. And we'll show you what happened here. Well, he's got the clutch issues, and you can see this right from tire carrier. The lug nut is off, and then he drops the extra lug nut, grabs the original lug nut, puts it back on. The jacket actually grabbed it, really did. You can see the owner still got one sitting there, but this is the other problem. Just like we talked about what he did, Jamie told us the clutch is not going to work. The plan was to get it rolling. And basically what he did right there, they got it rolling just a little bit. He revved the engine up and just shoved it as hard as he could in the first gear. So that's not going to be very good on that transaction. But Kevin, you made the point. Since that happened under green, you lost a lot less positions. And then if we had stopped under caution with everybody, but yeah, if cars spread out under green, you're going to lose a lot less position with a 17-second pit stop. If that happens when we come to pit road under caution, he's most likely going to be the last car on the lead lap. All right, Time out for Straight Talk from the Spotters, sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Stage 2. Larson up by 3 seconds. 21 cars at the lead. Ty Gidgey picks up, had a commit run in that violation, and Cole Custer was just on pit road.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and anytime Daytona winner Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Now, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs, and they both share the track with Legacy Racing Cup, co-owned by 7-time Cup champ Jimmy Johnson. 3 different teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after one cup. Now you're on this.
It's stressful out there. The lots of phone companies are making noise about great deals, but how do you know you're not paying more? We all need things that comfort us, that we trust. That's cup of tea, fresh basket of puppies, and tea. When you switch, not only do you save 20% versus the other big guys, the price of your rate plan won't change. 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change.
T-Mobile's new experience plan. Families can save 20% today, and the price won't change tomorrow.
I got another couple pairing order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 ordered wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
You called the right place, though.
So there's my address.
See you at the summit.
We're making new product pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's not about the cars, speed, the action. It's not about the party or the long weekend. It's about them. The ones that gave everything. This Memorial Day weekend, we honor the fallen at America's Home for Racing. The 66th money, Coca-Cola 60.
NFL Friday, night of prime time. It's your vote. What a play! That's a touchdown. That was the San Antonio Broncos. That was something special right there. Fox UFL Friday kicks off at 8 Eastern. Welcome back to Kansas, where Kyle Larson now has a 2.3-second lead over Chase Elliott as we go in third, Ryan Blaney in fourth, Josh Berry the top five. Here's Reed.
Kyle Larson, of course, up front reading right now. Lost just a little bit of time off of that lead. But take a listen to the detailed information of what Daniels just gave us.
Well, that's good advice. And we talked about that regular tire of Kyle Larson. We know how hard he drives that car. He drives right through that tire sometimes. And we've seen it by him before here at Kansas by wearing that regular tire out. So you definitely, we saw Ty Dillon's earlier down to the course. We know how far he ran, but he is definitely hard on that regular.
Well, he's eased it a little bit. Of the top 10 drivers, his last time by was only 5th or 6th quickest of the top 10.
I think Cliff does a great job. You know, with Kyle, you definitely have to help manage and pull the reins back on him to keep him in the wheelhouse of taking care of things. And you don't want to take him and beat him down and take that fire out of him. But Kyle Larson definitely will stand on the gas, and some Cliff Daniels going to do a good job of managing that.
Josh Berry having a look at Mr. Bell here. This is for 4th place.
Yeah, well, we saw that 20 car fall off big time last time, late in the second half of that run. So seems to be that 20 car goes loose based upon the information that we've had. So when that car goes loose, it just becomes really difficult to make speed on the entry to the corner. When you're having to counter steer that car to the right, you just can't be aggressive with it. So anytime that car starts to get loose, making a good lap time consistently is going to be very difficult to do. But definitely second half of the runs is struggle for Bell.
So Berry moves up to 4th. We knew he'd be one of the fastest fourths today. With Bell in 5th in the Toyota, as we discussed. And 6th, Alex Bowman, who started 19th, but otherwise Bowman's been in the top 10 all day.
He knew he had a strong car yesterday. His long run speed was really good. And really today it looks like he had a hinder car. I know that you know, the 24 car had a little bit of trouble with a regular tire going down. But these other 3 cars, Larson, Elliott, and Bowman, they've been in the mix all afternoon so far.
Now here's Brad Keselowski in 7th, looking for his first top 10 of the season. 2 of his 4 fastest stops of the season have come today, so everybody has risen to the occasion for Keselowski. And behind him, Denny Hamlin. Hamlin restarted 7th. Began the day in 14th. 4 Kansas wins for Hamlin.
Well, he's not going to win today. With the trouble that he has with that clutch, it's just going to be almost impossible to win. But Zane Smith, these guys had trouble yesterday. Regular tire got to the wall in practice. And he has run great all day today.
Ryan Preece had a couple of runs up toward the front earlier in the race. He's been hanging around the top 10 most all day. His car came forward.
Yeah, qualified at the back of the pack. Work his way right into the front. These guys have they've really been solid all year.
And Kyle Busch. Kyle, straight to wall in qualifying, started in 35th, trying for his 3rd Kansas win, and trying here to break into the top 10.
Yeah, he got a little loose right there off of turn 2. And we heard Richard Chambers talk about that earlier with Jamie McMurray up on top of the trailer. They were trying to figure out how to get it tightened up, and you definitely saw the back end step out right there on that 8.
Giordano, last week's winner, must be breathing a sigh of relief now that he's got the win in his pocket and will be out of this.
Absolutely. I mean, he didn't have a top 5. He was maybe obviously the penalty at Talladega was unexpected. Had a great finish there.
But you could tell in his pre-race conversations with Clint that he wasn't very confident in his car. Behind him, Chris Buescher, who fired off on the outside pole and finished second here last year by the thinnest of margins. He ended up in outside the top 20 after pit stops, but he's fighting his way back, Regan.
Like that's exactly right. They're doing everything they can. A little bit of slow pit stop early in the race, coming back just a little late. But as was your issue for the 17 cars, they have been very loose all day long. They've been struggling to get that car tightened up. But the latest report from Chris was that it was finally getting a little bit better. Did not want it tightened up anymore. So let's see if he can make some gains for it. Josh. Are you going to talk about the surprise of the 45 and Tyler Reddick not running in the top 10, not running in the top 5? I can tell you that team is surprised as well. They felt really good about that car coming into this race, about the short run, about the long run, but early this race, Reddick has complained that it was just too tight, looking at the turn that he needs. He had to break in the wall of stage number 1, no danger for him, but he has been searching for the speed out there on the track.
Reddick was 14. And now falls to Justin Haley. Reddick and Waller still wiggling around, trying to pull it together. He's got an eye on the leader, guys. Hard in traffic, and Elliott's right behind him. Every time he gets close, I'd say he's Larson for those 4 cars racing side by side. Really nowhere to go. He's being patient, doing exactly what his crew chief Clipping has told him to do. And now you're going to have another battle because Noah Dixon just ahead of him as the last car on the lead lap. Then Ross Chastain. And then Chase Briscoe. And they're all up there in a big knot of cars. What's Larson going to do? Moving the inside of Noah Dixon right there. Yeah, I think he just got uncomfortable with the distance that he had behind him. So, I think 10,003 laps left. That's a lot of laps. A lot of only 3 active drivers with that many career laps left. Kyle Busch would be one of those. Eddie Hamlin, the other. Kevin, I asked you, Greg, when you have a dominant race car like this, it makes it easier for the competition to start to back. The answer I told you, Chase Elliott, get closer to him. Yeah, that Frederick tire is not happy with it. Looks like on Kyle Busch's car. He came up to the final lap of this stage, but you saw it slide around with Chase Elliott has closed in to the back bumper of that 5 car. Wouldn't surprise me if he goes right around him. There's Grayson trying to get back. He wants to fight his way back on the lead lap.
Recording.
Just ahead of the race leader is Chastain. And Larson drops to the bottom.
Yeah,
What? Oh, whoa.
Chastain's going to stay on the lead lap. And Larson's going to hold off.
Whoa.
Stage 2. Well, it was close. So there's a change in the
Stage 2 winner, Kyle Larson. Larson swept the stages.
For the 14th time, Kyle Larson has swept the 2 stages. We'll have pit stops coming up for the end of stage 2.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is cool.
You just heard the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
Check it out! Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza is a game changer. With 28 cheese-filled bites around the crust, every single bite is a highlight. The Cheesy Bites Pizza, starting at $12.99. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
For the first time ever, the farmers meet the families on their home turf.
Mom said you're not ready.
Farmer Wants One, all new Thursday on Fox.
Do people really not know that Xfinity is mobile? Isn't that marketing stuff? I mean, they're concepting something now. Do they have to go to school for that? I think we can write a commercial.
Fast, reliable, great value.
Tagline, say something funny in the commercial. I think we just made a commercial. Dude's studied mobile on us for a year. Right now, from unlimited 5G mobile on YouTube or extended internet. Switch today. El nuevo conocimiento. Can't believe how good they are. Why can't you believe it? Into Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, the breading is tortilla chips. Doesn't that feel very taco place? We're totally a taco place. That's a chicken place. That's also a taco place.
You know what we're talking about? And all of a sudden, he's trying to brag on Kyle Busch right there. They put themselves in position, and we talked about their pit crew and the ranking. They did a great job on pit road to put themselves in position to have a chance to win the race, and the 8 car was fast. Everybody wants Kyle Busch to win right now, and I was trying to give the guy some love, and mid-sentence, we're back into the fence off of 4, but that just really seems to be the way that it's going for this 8 car right now.
Join Kevin and the gang every Tuesday and Thursday. Is this the most opinionated podcast in NASCAR? Maybe. Tune in and see. Kevin Hart's Happy Hour presented by Excellent Park Automotive. Jamie.
And Kyle Busch has been running around the top 10 all day long. As far as his pit crew coming into the season, he had 2 changes, and it's been a struggle week to week. But the last few weeks, they've really gelled and found their stride. So let's meet teammate.
Shane Pavlov, front tire changer in the Chevrolet, 18th year in NASCAR. When I'm not changing tires on the weekend, I work with my son's coordinator with my wife, Amy Lucas. I love you guys. Shiloh Windsor, I'm the rear changer on the
Yeah, I'm good. I think the green flag run was so long I about near fell asleep. That's why I am the way I am. But otherwise, I'm all good. I'm usually a quiet person at times. I have nothing much to say, but so far the race has been good. It's not, again, there's nothing wrong with having long green flag runs. There doesn't need to be, as long as there's no BS or anything else, no unnecessary drama, then hey, that's a good race. And Larson's clearly the best car of the race. And Chase Elliott looks like he's showing signs of I don't know.
Kyle Larson's crew, still the best, however, the top 5 on the track right now, according to our season rankings. Yeah, and let's not forget that Ryan Blaney's team made a change on their car. They've been really good today on their pit stop, so that they're up, gained some spots so far. James Smith, Brian Priest picking up stage points. Keselowski 6. We'll see how this plays out. Josh.
Well, Chase Elliott finished second in both stages today. Started the race on the tight side. They built 3 during that last run, trying to find a happy medium to get this time where it needs to be.
Mike Wade as well said no grip at all. That's the biggest complaint. They got a 4-wheel trade in with 3 was so loose. They'll help him with the air pressure adjustment, 4 tires. Josh Berry having a great day. He's letting him know that he's safe in the car. Kyle Larson is easily
Yeah.
Guys, Chase Elliott, good point. How about that? That was a conversation we were just having. What will happen if Kyle Larson loses control of this race? But
Wow, look at that. Chase Elliott beat him off pit road.
timing line out there, it was too good for him. Kyle Larson sweeps stage 1 and 2.
Yeah, but
A lot of racing left to go here in Kansas.
When my doctor gave me Breastfeed for my COPD, I noticed things changed. Breastfeed gave me better breathing starting within 5 minutes. It also reduced flare-ups.
Breastfeed won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breastfeed more than prescribed. Breastfeed may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems hearing, vision changes, or eye pain.
Ask your doctor about Breastfeed.
It's stressful out there.
Yeah, well, no one doesn't need to drop a comment every single time.
The only things that comfort us that we trust is tea, fresh basket of puppies, and tea. When you switch, not only do you save 20% versus the other big guns, the price of your rate plan won't change for 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change. T-Mobile's new experience plan. Families can save 20% today, and the price won't change tomorrow.
The Christmas trip is here. If approved by
Oh yeah, they had that available at McDonald's too.
and featuring the Christmas trip. Now,
This is my secret service. It's usually not good if you walk into the door.
Oh boy. What do you have to see this service for this Wednesday? May 21st, box.
What?
No, because I got full, right?
Whether you've been hurt in a car,
Touch a single. Sorry, it's not you.
make sure to call Sweet James Act in the service. Every month, my firm and I help hundreds of people with the medical treatment they need and the financial compensation they deserve. All without any dying out of pocket. Recently, 5 out of the top 50 settlements came from Sweet James. Call the firm awarded best attorneys in America. Call Sweet James.
Animal abuse.
Chris Myers just about midway. What stands to go here in Kansas? The AdventHealth 400. And so far, the stage stealer, Kyle Larson, dominating. He's led all but 15 laps of winning at both stages, surpassing 10,000 career laps led. He's also won twice this year and twice in Kansas. However, we're pointing out he led the most laps last week and then win in Texas. Let's see if he can hang on. Quick recap of the race so far with a surge of early cautions. A.J. Allmendinger.
Oh yeah, Allmendinger's day ended pretty much early. Then this happened. Byron's tire went.
Eddie Hamlin just won 4 races here. The Kenny driver in this race dropped left front, had a clutch issue, and then Larson, as Hamlin tried to challenge him, was hoping to work his way back up, takes stage 1 and takes stage 2.
Yeah, unfortunately for Denny Hamlin, I think he might have the best stroke, arguably. I mean, I know Larson's won, but Denny's not been able to get up front and show that. Clearly has an issue.
Attention leaders of industry and more.
More entering. I don't know if he has enough time to get back to the front. The 21 has a really fast car.
Yeah, and the story at St. Smith hanging in the top 10 looking for that first career win. No driver has ever won his first cup race here at Kansas Speedway. They've been running here since 2001.
Well, that train went by fast. Sticker unit with Norfolk Southern.
Race off pit road might have turned out differently had they not changed the timing line to coincide with the speed ending line, the yellow line at the end of pit road. Previously, the white line right there where Kyle Larson is was the timing line to reestablish the restart order, and Larson would have run it.
Dang it, one got away.
Now NASCAR standardizing at most tracks. Right there. That is the speed line, and now it is also the timing line for the race off pit road.
Yeah, I think it makes it a little more fair as you look at those timing lines and spreading those things out. So we just saw it. Yeah, definitely changed the lineup right here.
Well, Kyle Larson, the best restarter among those who will restart in the top 5 here. Three drivers took the wave around. Ty Dillon, Michael Liddell, and Cole Custer each get a lap back and move up into the 1 lap down or 2 lap down in Casey Dillon area. Denny Hamlin was 8th before pit stops and wound up coming out 13th after they got to push the car off. There's some Kyle Larson for you.
Yeah, he's really good.
Kevin, anything you do with that? You gotta take care of it. You gotta be careful.
Yeah, it looks like they took the P42 off the Amtrak San Joaquin service, so our chance of catching it again pretty much over. All right, it's final stage. Here we go. The Stockton rail cameras were making that static sound all day. It's 4 wide back there. I mean, Brad Keselowski came out of nowhere.
Definitely going to see how this 5-car handles in traffic. 45 there, Brady shoot down below that 77, but one thing Kyle Larson hasn't had to do all day is pass a car.
This one CN unit has a sticker on the side of it that says 0 is possible.
And sometimes when it's this late in the race, you get behind on your car because you haven't run the track. If you don't know what the process needs to be, where you need to run on the racetrack, which seam works for you to set up that pass. So it's definitely a tricky situation right now for Kyle Larson.
That's such a good point, Kevin. But look right behind him. I'm so impressed with Keselowski jumping out this 6 car. I said before the race, we were talking about it over the air, almost in a must-win situation. You might win right here today at Kansas Speedway.
Let's not forget this stage is 17 laps longer than stage 2, which was 5 laps longer than stage 1. So each of these runs will be longer, meaning you got to take even better care of those tires than you do in those 2 stages.
We've seen this 5 and 20 car.
Like just once, can we have a different lead? Well, we got it.
So it's actually laps. It'll definitely be interesting if you see Brad Keselowski try to finish that pass on that 5.
Yeah, it's amazing when 2 cars get side by side how much it benefits the car behind them. They'll kick from nowhere. 5, 6, 7 car lanes back and pulls right to their bumper. Where's he going to go? I think agree right if you agree.
They're also drawing Blaney and Bowman to them as they run 3 wide.
And also, Zane Smith's been quietly running in the top 10. Yeah, these sticker units, they've been kind of they've just been missed opportunities because it's been a while. Gotta be prepared for the next one.
I think he's showing a little bit of patience. He pulled those reins back, put Daniels on his job in the 5 car. Trying to get this thing down to the end, but you can't say enough about Keselowski. This is a huge turnaround for the team. Keselowski 11 straight races without a top 10. Now 7 straight on one of the half tracks. He's currently 50.
The other thing I would say, watching that 5 car run the bottom of the racetrack, I actually think that running the bottom of the racetrack is worse than anything else that you can do. I think the middle and up will make those tires last a lot longer.
Well, let's talk about Kyle Larson and Chris Hamlin's strategy. Well, what I'm seeing is he cannot get back to the front when he hits the field. He tries to pick out, he has to play with it a lot longer
Yeah, I believe he has to, yeah, next week. But I think he might have time to fly back to for the All Star race because we all saw it last year. He was able to make it back for the All Star race and all that. Yep. No, I have my own stuff. What? It's over here on the table. The cover. And when Byron went spinning on the pit road, they actually kept it green. Oh yeah, Indy 500 practice starts tomorrow, I think. So we know today's Mother's Day. Well, people are actually also paying homage to all the cartoon moms that we've seen on TV, regardless of the genre.
Captain Sure is a kid playing his Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people. And there's just 12 people in line. And they're hanging out. And this is the video here. And this is dystopian. Everyone is outside here. GameStop. Oh my gosh, bro. The line's always to Target. This is crazy. You got a little table right here for food snacks. Bro, what is going on with this hobby?
I think after this race, Larson's going to head on a plane to Indianapolis.
Want to search a large inventory that can be tailored to your needs? Check.
So right in 12. Watching from Corey Holland. In his first official 23-11. Check in 20 in 26. So thanks Toyota for providing us with more green flag coverage here from Kansas. We'll tell you all out. 74 laps to go. And looks like that is making some small inroads on Chase Owens' lead.
Oh, Keselowski's in the wall. Caution's out. That's the 12th race he's gone without.
We talked about it, Clint. What has this game
Dude, I wouldn't be shocked if it's honestly later.
He is in the back end of his career. Might see a couple of years left in him, but not with this type of performance.
Yeah, every time he tries to have a good run, something always happens.
22 pounds in the left rear, 46 psi in the right rear, but we know for a fact, talking to figure all year long.
Well, David Check will be back on the lead lap. At least one of our guys is back in it.
And also, we keep having these stupid cautions too.
This air pressure, when you talk about it being lower here, it affects the car more than just about anywhere else that we go. When I drove these,
often officers are called to scenes of crisis, people that need help, and we're the ones that answer.
It gets the back of the car down, and it's a place that is just so sensitive to what the edge is.
Well, it's our first tire, second tire issue too.
The number 6 Allegra, 4 left rears, and one knocks over today.
So it's definitely, you gotta live on that edge.
That's day over practice well.
6, 7, 8, 9. And then you say, well, tires look good. And then you get up there at second, third. The push picks up, and the tire picks up, and the way to drop those limiters changes, and that spike that load that goes in the tire starts to go up, and you see things like this happen. Now, once that record hits you up,
he is in the back end of his career. Might see a couple of years left in him, but not with this type of
Doesn't have to be a DNF. They are eligible to make repairs and bring that car back out on track and try to get up to minimum speed. But 2 days in a row, 2 tire issues for Brad Kay. Well, we're 31 laps into this stage with 71 to go. What do we do?
It's calls like this that make me follow the challenge right here. They're right there on the threshold. Remember, the fuel window is somewhere around 64 to 67.
They currently still listen to 7.
The 70 to go.
Yeah, 7
Probably go back racing about 67 yards. Right there on the fuel window.
Amazon Prime, not Prime, the Mac.
16 cars on the lead lap. So the lead, John Hunter Nemechek will get the free pass on this caution flag, which is the fourth of the day.
Well, I'm kind of wishing that caution never came out. I have to.
You want to be the first one off. Can you control that restart? So we're going to find out.
Yes, like one. Yep. Danny Hamlin's stuck on pit road. And look, Chase Elliott lost all those spots, fucking spots. Yeah, some people won't be shocked if Keselowski announces his retirement soon.
On my open one street, and he's what miles in the air. It looks like I'm lowering my A1C. And I lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke.
Yeah, I'm starting to debate. Yeah, I think Brad moving to Roush, he should have stayed with Penske. I'm sorry. It was his mainstay for a long time. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms.
The weather this week is going to be a lot not as hot compared to yesterday.
Common side effects include
Mom.
vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
You could really taste the hickory on this already 6 hours. Smoke, pork.
You know, I always thought their beer quality was a flavor.
Arby's, we have the meats.
The Freestyle Libre 3+ sensor tracks your glucose in real time. And over time, it can help lower your A1C. This is progress. Learn more and try for free at freestylelibre.us.
Big news! All you can eat wings and fries is back at Buffalo Wild Wings with boneless and traditional wings. And I'm gonna eat loads of them. Truckloads of traditionals, boatloads of boneless. Go truckloads of both because it's all you can eat and I don't have to stop.
Let's go see what NASCAR Prime's all about. Starting off big, the Colt 600 green flag. Nashville. Someone say road course? Yeah. Finally, Pocono. Stream all 5 Cup Series races. NASCAR.
Cautions tend to breed cautions. In fact, there have been 23 caution flags within 5 laps of a restart here in Kansas in the Gen 7 Cup car.
It definitely tends to get more physical as we start to get closer to the end of these races because these guys know they're running out of laps.
All right, so trouble for Chase Elliott. He had a 14.7 second pit stop. While changing the right rear, it appears that the jack dropped too soon before the wheel was firmly fitted. And the jackman had to come back. Watch the right rear and the jackman.
Yep, there it is.
raise the car again to make sure that that right wheel was centered and on tight. 14-7.
Denny's going behind the wall.
Get ready for another restart. Without Denny Hamlin. One of today's actual contender today.
Weird how you just randomly have a weird mechanical issue. What, clutch.
Alright, here we go.
At least the cautions today have been for a reasonable reason, not some unnecessary stuff.
Oh no, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Here we go, back to green.
51 up 99 and 10.
That was pretty wild.
Hi, Dylan.
Saw that 22 car go down the block to 19. It was there.
There they go.
Car, Cody Ware, Daniel Suarez, and tied to crash.
I don't know.
We've seen this happen here so many times. As we get late in races, these guys just get so aggressive.
Really close.
No way, Christopher, no.
Back to the last scoring loop that they crossed before the caution flag wave to determine that.
Nope. You got long laps to go.
3 wide, 4 wide on this restart. It may be hard to figure out how this
Oh my god. That was close.
See the 10 car get loose on the bottom of the racetrack, go up the hill, hit the 51, and 99 just an innocent bystander there.
Trying to take evasive action and nowhere to go.
That was so close.
Those cars got sideways, those leaders were door to door. Kyle Larson is the race leader. His 5th caution flag. From Todd Canyon's view.
Yeah, it's the same
Now let's go back to the last scoring loop that they crossed before the caution flag, and there was the difference.
Yep, they're saying Larson's the leader according to the last scoring loop. Yep, change it back. There we go.
Let's catch our breath with 66 laps to go.
TV felt embarrassing. I felt like disconnected. I asked my doctor about treating my TV and learned about the rest.
I waited 5 times. Prescribing Greta has breaking his hole. One pill once a day. Keep taking both for 12 minutes. Ingreza can cause depression, suicide, thoughts, or actions in patients with INT systems. Call your doctor because depressed that sudden behavior around changes or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingreza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling in eyes, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart problems. Know how Ingreza affects you or operating a car with dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking as these might be shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance can occur.
Take control by asking your doctor about Ingreza.
Well, shit here, they change it back. It's now Larson back up front. Yep, just let
Every single bite is a highlight. The Cheesy Bites Pizza, starting at $12.99. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
I'm really looking at the
So Zane Smith is also up there too.
I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet.
around every bedroom. Arby's, we have the meats.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retranslated, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
8,500 on Fox in 2 weeks' time. All right, here's an easy one. Drinking milk in the winner's circle is a long-time Indy tradition that became official in 1956. Who is the only winner who did not drink the milk in victory lap?
No, I don't know how you can rush a pit stop. It's more like they fumble the pit stop.
Chose to drink the family's orange juice in victory lane. That was not popular. There it is. There's the orange juice right there.
Emerson Fittipaldi, the only one to not drink milk for Indy 500 victory.
That way there's no orange juice and no question. Taco Bell? I guess that would be a choice.
If I was one of the drivers, I would choose lactose milk.
Salinas is a town in California. It's not like most of Monterey. Mister, where did you come from? Won this race last week in Texas, Logano, and then Chase Briscoe. Haven't seen these guys all day long. Here they are running in the top 5.
Well, that's the MO with this 22 team. I mean, they sit there, they make their car better, they grind, get a couple on this restart, a couple on that restart, and then they wind up in position when everybody's having trouble.
Speaking of trouble, Denny Hamlin's in the garage area, and let's show you, let's watch and listen to why. Remember, he's had clutch trouble all day. Hard to get that car going.
But the strategy has been rev the engine up, we're going to push you, and then try to slow you down. And the gears finally said, we're done.
Yeah, I mean, rather, I've heard these guys say rather than put in gear. I mean, that's, you have to match the RPM to what that input got. When it takes it, when you go from a high RPM, eventually that's just a problem. You're in big trouble when you don't have a clutch. So push the clutch, it gets engaged, it gets the thing in gear. Those gears can only take so much. And they managed it pretty well. Yeah, last one I thought. Yeah. So here's the choose from our aerial coverage for that break here. We're celebrating 100 years of an American icon, a bit here left. So Larson was the leader at the caution. Chooses the inside against Logano for the front row. Blaney, Briscoe and Bowman, Smith and Priest. Busher and Elliott top 10. We will restart with 44 cars on the lead lap, including the pre-pass car on the walls.
Their teammates on the outside, so they work together, push one of them around their 5 car.
Well, it's all about the launch. You can be connected first, and if you can get launched with that car behind you connected, that's what gets that good run into turn 1. We saw Logano have to pull out and block last time, and that goes with the types of things that break those lines up. So you never know how it's going to work out here in Kansas. It's one of those very unique racetracks on the restart with how those lanes work.
All right, here we go. Green flag again.
Larson again.
Gets the jump.
Yep.
You have to be aggressive on the restarts.
All right, let's try this again.
All
right, let's try this again.
61 to go. No shortage of aggression here. Larson jumps right out by himself.
All right, here we go. Dang, there we go.
Everybody fans out 5 wide.
Yeah, the other thing that happened right there, Kyle actually waited a little bit. Restart zone. The 20 got into the back of him. And
Oh, there goes Kyle Busch. Dang, he goes for a big slide. No yellow. Yellow. No, he can go. He's stuck in the grass. It doesn't look like it hasn't rained there.
Now the driver can stay in the car, ask for a push, or ask for the wrecker to give him a lift, in which case he'd have to go back to the garage. Give me a push. Let's go back to the replay here, but I think he's going to be frustrated.
There must be like sand or something there.
He was on the inside of 3 cars. That's before wide. Obviously down here on the bottom, Kyle Busch, on the outside. If they get into the wall, into one another, watch this.
Boom. Barry got in Gregson on the.
Very easy to do in this good set of car. When another car hits that right front tire, it immediately just takes that car out and runs it.
What a job he does keeping his car off of the inside wall.
This right, we're gonna disconnect and reconnect again.
And as he turns off the brake, do some steering.
The 4th time.
Keep it away from that wall, and then it spins again. But most importantly, it didn't hit the wall.
Didn't hit the wall. He's going to lose a lap on pit road because he got stuck in the grass a little bit right there. But you'll see. I think they're just 4 wide there, but that's really the problem.
That's exactly what they were. Watch the one car on the outside. He tries getting up on the top. He got the wiggle, and whether he was bouncing off the wall or whatever, he got into the right side of the 41. Josh Berry down in another direction in the top foot. I mean, almost halfway down the straightaway, out of nowhere. That's kind of croquet. Berry was getting squeezed. He moves to the left a little bit to give himself some room. That hits Gregson. Gregson into Busch. And Busch for the wild ride.
He just wound up being the last one to keep in the link in the chain.
Exactly. Jamie.
Well, we've been documenting Denny Hamlin's race all day. NASCAR, no clutch from the beginning, Denny, but that last stop. Take us through it, what exactly led to this point in the race.
Yeah, it's just
Second DNF.
Eventually, trained axle kind of leave the stall there. So unfortunate for the Progressive Motor team. Just really fast again. Just can't keep together right now.
See if you also race next week. Right?
Thanks, Jamie. Tough day for Denny Hamlin with no clutch. Shane Van Gisbergen will get the 3 pass. On this, the 6th caution flag of the day. Laps to go in Kansas. We're taking one side by side.
Every day, they protect the land we call home. Their dedication is why we race free. Their neighbors, friends, and fellow fans. They put it all on the line. So when the green flag flies, NASCAR salutes together with Coca-Cola honors those who serve at home and abroad. To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance.
Do you know the small town of Pengrove?
The celebrity.
It's up there near Sonoma area.
Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel
The Smart crossing on Petaluma Hill Road.
Iced tea. Come on, this is like my
You
grandma's.
can see it's got advanced traffic light flashers. Advanced flashing, advanced warning system. you can see there's one for both directions.
Mm-hmm.
This is 80s champagne. It doesn't come from Champagne, France. But for the Southern it's very calm, rich, smooth, and best paired with victory.
Yeah, I saw in the Heritage Unit site.
To the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Yeah, it's like y'all had a quite an event up there.
Craig's last year was having such a strong run out there. First of all, because you feel the tire going down.
Sign up now. Get the first 30 days free.
Yeah, it was a good day. It's going to be a great day.
Oh yeah, I watched someone's video and I realized, it looks like Portland Northwestern works near that railroad museum up there.
And around it went. So it's unfortunate, playing the wind and we're right in the spot to do just that. And then come together. That's okay about this. Thanks, Josh.
Well, it has been a heck of a string of bad luck for Brad at the 16, but glad to see them have the speed today. That's definitely something that we haven't seen out of that 6 car over the last, well, really the start of the season. We haven't seen the speed like he had today, so that's a sign of good things to come.
I don't know if you've been to that Heritage Center P&W Rails, but they got quite the arsenal of locomotives there. And of course, they have the one and only SP 4449.
As Larson takes the inside, Leon goes to the outside, and Bell follows him. So that will put Alex Bowman on Larson's bumper for the restart. Let's hear Josh Berry's radio, and then we'll have another look here.
Here's what he's talking about. Yeah, and it looks like the 21 and the 1, the 21 is in the spot where he's got 2 cars below and gets kind of shoved up into the one car. And then it looks like the 1 might have swerved at it there a little bit. And that's what started that chain reaction there with the 8.
Yeah, you see it right here.
Pace car is in. 4 car insert. It was under the 6 caution flag today. Green flag waves.
I agree.
May get the better of Larson on this restart.
Well, that hot line is starting to be broke up now. Chase Briscoe on the inside of Alex Bowman, as you see the 20 car fan out 3 wide here on the outside of Joey Logano.
Here comes Bellamy.
Oh, car in the wall. Oh, it's Eric Jones. That's Justin Haley. And Bubba Wallace got.
Like nowhere else. Well, there's just so much room on the racetrack. You can run from the wall to the white line. So you have so many options as a driver, but at the end, it all funnels down to the exit of turn 2, and you have to know that the front is going to slide. You have to know how many cars are around you.
40. That's Corey Hahn.
What happens is you look at 5 wide, looking at that. Maybe check on the bottom. Hine kind of moves up the racetrack into Haley. Gets loose there, gets in his left rear. Haley up into Eric Jones.
And Austin Dillon got a piece.
Haley took the right rear. Bubba Wallace
And Bubba Wallace got
Great. Now, possibly our total.
So many lanes on this. Every lane is usable.
Now, that's both RCR cars within 2 reps of one another. That's heavy contact with those two. They were 2-2.
Yeah, that might be a high, to be honest.
Yeah, Corey Hines.
He barely tapped him. And there's how Bubba Wallace gotten. Let's see the 71s.
Yeah, I think what started that was Corey Hines. The nose took off on him when he got into the car above him, and that's what started that whole wreck.
So Justin Haley from the accident scene came in reverse all the way around the track to his pit stop.
Right, we already have 7 cautions now.
You can return to your pit for repairs. Now, from the driver's seat, he doesn't know how badly damaged that car is or whether or not they can make repairs, but he wants to give them every opportunity to get him back out on the racetrack. And that's a lot better than if they have to pick him up, in which case they would have to tow him to the drive area.
It's up to you, John. It's up to you, John.
But what are all these cautions for fuel strategy?
Well, we had our fourth caution. It was about 30 minutes
And-
ago. There was a lot of concern about fuel. We have only fueled this because we barely run 3 green flag laps. I feel good and safe and confident with all this caution left. We've run 12 before this caution, and everybody should be able to make it now, please. Put that double count for an overtime.
And this is like deja vu from last weekend, Kevin. We're down here in Texas. Everybody's running a P's and Q's, kind of single file, spread out all around the racetrack. One caution, all hell breaks loose.
And it's because these guys know that they have to be aggressive on those cars, but not really good right now.
You saw Corey Hines' view out the windshield of what that crash looked like. Let's get his video.
Yeah, I think when he looks at it, he'll probably think a little bit different. I think but it's just there's so much. There's not a lot of space right there, and there's so much happening all at one time. So, in his defense, I mean there is a lot that you have to digest all at once.
Your TJ Bell Jr., his father, and Jimmy Barker is the crew chief reporting on this weekend. We are under caution, yes.
Yeah, Corey, I'm spotter. Is this TJ Bell, who used to race in NASCAR? He raced in trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. One of the teams he drove for was called Make Motorsports. Remember the first Coke 600 I watched? He drove the 32 for Frankie Stoddard for Go Fast Racing. Yeah, he's actually from Sparks, Nevada, where everyone knows Sparks is within the boundaries of Reno. His full name is Timothy Peter Bell Jr.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop?
Yeah, his last Cup race was 10 years ago.
Only pay
His most recent truck race was only 5 years ago. And last Xfinity race 9 years ago.
Look at the words. Sign up Baconator is $3. Thank you. And for bacon that just won't.
And he only did 11 Cup races.
Every day, they protect the land we call home. Their dedication is why we race free. They're our neighbors, friends, and fellow fans. They put it all on the line. So when the green flag flies, we do too. NASCAR salutes, together with Coca-Cola, honors those who serve at home and abroad.
Early three drivers are going to switch into the eye of a tornado. Let's go. It's the biggest race of the year. It's the most historic. 50 laps to go. Let's take a look at what's coming around the turn. Next Sunday, the NHRA is going to action at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on FS1. For us, it's the NASCAR All-Star Race Weekend. Coverage Friday through Sunday on the Fox Networks for the All-Star Race Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, just like the PK and the... And for Sunday, May 25th, the Indianapolis 500 comes to Fox. Coverage begins at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The greatest spectacle in racing. I'm looking forward to that one. It'll be the first time for the big game. They're working today, trying to take that one. That's a big deal with racing too. Start out on the ground. Maybe the 600. I'm not going to just start out on the road. After watching that 500 out there, you probably won't even make it to the 600. But yeah, that's not a fair record. The best on restarts of the top five. As we get ready for Thanksgiving,
All right, let's try this again. Larson's got Bowman behind him, so he's got a teammate. Back to green. Here we go. We're finally looking at Bowman. And look, we got Ryan Preece up here into the top 5. Come on, Chase Briscoe. So Hamlin, Bell have won. Yeah, Briscoe hasn't won yet.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago we were talking about Chase Briscoe and just being happy with the backside of the top 10 finish. Now he's up there, 4th place, having a chance to contend for this win.
Oh, wow.
And you see that 21 get tight right there on number 2 of Austin Center. This is the part that's interesting. Knowing that that rider tire on the 5 car is what wears out when you see in the middle of the racetrack.
Carson Hocevar's found his way into the top 10 again. And look, you know, Jonathan Nemechek, it seems like he's done better than Eric Jones has done this whole year. Oh, got a Todd Gilliland. You hear that train out there chugging with its motor.
You see the difference. You see Bowman trying to time it right there. Kyle Larson has been waiting until deep in the strategy. That's the third time in a row that strategy has worked out.
Look at this. Logano in a Penske car being outrun by a Spire car. Chastain's Busch Light car gives me Kevin Harvick vibes with it.
Fast as that 6 car was earlier, even though we think that the air pressure might have been too low, there has to be something that's transitive between those teams. Chris had some trouble earlier in the race. He's starting to work his way backwards to the front of the field.
All the RFK cars are that speed today. Keselowski is out for second, pretty split for fifth.
At least I'm not sitting in the middle like you. So I'm doing what. SVG running in 20th place.
So the next strategy is you want to be in the lead right now. You better believe it because I think you got enough fuel to go the distance.
Well, if this race does wind up going green, I think that the interesting piece of the puzzle is not only Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell all day have fallen off at the end of these runs. So if it does go green, last 20 is where it could get really, really interesting to see where those cars are.
So, do you pull the reins on Larson now and ease the car so that he has enough left for the finish? Or you let him run his race the way he wants? I'm glad you asked that because I've been watching these lap times. As you say that, I think Tyler might have been faster, but he was matching their lap times already. They were Bell and Bowman behind him, and I think that's exactly what happens right now. Just keep the distance the same. Try to save as much tire as you can. Check with Josh.
Unfortunately, end of the day, what happened there from your perspective? What did you see? I'm not really sure. I don't know if it was a 67 that got into somebody, but I tried to just hang a left and stay in the gas, and we just got flipped in the right rear, unfortunately. It all kind of stemmed with our penalty early on.
Zach, what, 10,000?
A lot of process coming into this race. Not good about it yesterday. Last couple of weeks, but again, it's Mother's Day. Decided to go home and see my wife and baby boy and focus on that. Appreciate the job.
This team had an equipment interference for the today back at lap 8. Working their way back toward the 5-6.
Yeah, I've been watching the five car Kyle Larson. We talked about maybe saving those tires just a little bit, maybe even still saving a little bit of fuel. When he gets out of the throttle, he comes completely out, lets it go for just a little bit through the middle of the corner, and then he doesn't just stab the throttle. He eases back into it where Bell is nailing the throttle, but the bottom line is Larson's still fast.
Got that clean air.
That was something that we always focused on with this car. Any throttle would really help accelerate that car through the middle of the corner. And I think when Larry's talking about that partial throttle, he's probably able to go back to it a little bit sooner, get a little bit of throttle down. That really spikes that minimum speed up.
Good battle here. Chase Elliott, Zane Smith, Josh Berry as they fight for 12th place.
Both of those cars have had some trouble off the road, but not in the 21 you see in the screen. Zane Smith, he's had a pretty solid day all day. We talked well about his car yesterday, and that has carried over into the race today.
That one faller where that we saw Stockton Rail Fest caught that sticker, and you have Bianchi Road over there.
They all converge at the exit of the corner. That's not near, not clear. That's close. Kyle Larson out front now by a second and a half. This trend
32 to go.
is disturbing, and his lead continues to grow. Does that indicate he's not conserving his car?
I don't think he's conservative. I don't know. Do you think he knows how to conserve? I mean, that's my point. I don't know that he knows how to conserve it because of his style.
You think I've done it better than the
Sometimes when you have a car that falls off at the end, you want to get as far out the front as possible to see if you can manage that car when start to fall off. So maybe it falls off the arm, but it doesn't seem to me like there's
This stuff.
No, you have to pull it. You have to cover the arm. No.
There, I'm doing it that my way. Yeah, just go back to paper. You're not. Switch it more like getting rid of it. And then you're over here staring off into the.
And they know that. Everything that we're talking about, they've been in meetings with David, that driver in the car, he's seen all that, and he's keeping that in check. That's what we keep reminding here, hey, you're going to have to put the gap in between them, just make sure you take care of that driver's car.
And when he's talking about driving underneath the limit of the tire, that just means don't slide it. Don't slide the front, don't slide the back. Just go as fast as it can go without either one of those in sliding.
Well, I hope he doesn't see this. The last 5 races, the driver has led the most laps. Nobody else has led more than 30 today. Larson's led 191 so far. In the last 5 races here, the driver leading the most laps has not coming up in victory lane. 192 to 240 laps. I'd say that's about to change today. Pretty amazing. Ryan Reese having a great day.
That's finally.
Good place. Ryan Blaney in 6th. As the Coles run around, they are 4.5 seconds behind Carlos. Let's look at Reese's day. And that day right now, he's riding right back into the playoff picture. Where he would have been already had it not been for that disqualification.
Corey Heim's actually running really good right now. Yeah. You look there,
And Nemechek's been coming hard over the last 10 or 12 laps or so. Nothing on the table.
Nemechek's done a great job, but I'm really surprised at how that 45 car is running today. I know he's running 10th. It's not like it's a horrible day, but it is with the expectations that Kansas Speedway and Springfield. I mean, these guys are usually lights out here. Bubba had trouble on pit road, but this 45 is definitely not having the speed that we expected for sure. so hard to finish those passes. You see John on the middle lane right there. You thought he was going to go by Tyler Reddick, but that momentum that this top man carries makes it so difficult to finish that pass anywhere underneath the top lane.
You can see the distance that he gained right in the middle of the fence. They gained a lot of distance through the center of the corner, carried a lot of speed, but then lost it on the exit hit the fence. Now they're going to have company because Chase Elliott and Josh Berry are closing in on this duo.
Well, those are two of the best cars in the field. We talked earlier about Chase Elliott leading this race earlier on. Josh Berry having plenty of capability in that car. It's just that one thing or another not work out his way and a penalty on pit road. So, two of the fastest cars in the field battling for 12th and 13th.
Going up to 12th, Nemechek tries it again, drops to the bottom. And those two are catching Joey Logano.
And I think the longer that this goes, and we see Logano right there in the mix, in front of these guys starting to fade a little bit as this run goes on.
Reddick, big run on the high side there. And he cuts the gap to Logano by about a third. It'll be a slow car off the bottom. That's what Josh Berry wants to run.
Who's that?
And Dustin Haley staying out of harm's way.
That's 7.
Threesome closes up.
As you start to look at the lap times, last time by, 2.5 tenths there. Larson over Bell.
Burt Jones back in the race. Back in 2011, Jimmy Johnson led 197 laps at Kansas. Kyle Larson has just led 199, making 200, the most laps any driver has ever led in the race here.
Well, we've seen that happen with Kyle Larson in so many places that we've really, whether it's a short track, the super speedways have been probably been his weakness, but I think when you go to these mile and a halves and any other racetrack that we go to, at some point we've had the same conversation about Kyle Larson.
20 laps to go in Kansas, so in case you missed it, AJ Allmendinger blew up early, and then Byron blew a tire, all in stage number 1. Now, we didn't get a caution for Byron. We continued on, and Larson won the stage, not only stage 1, but stage 2. Lap 194, Brad Keselowski running second, closing out the leader, lost a tire. Danny Hamlin had earlier lost his clutch, and here winds up the transmission and is out of the race. Kyle Busch in a 4-wide group of cars, bang, 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 and Busch goes for a wild slide, does a great job of missing the inside wall. But he is now 23rd. Then this multi-car wreck at lap 213. With Bubba Wallace out of the race. And Daniel Suarez. Ty Dillon out, along with Hamlin, Keselowski, and Allmendinger. 21 cars on the lead lap right now, Larry, with 18 to go.
Mike, I know we don't live in a what-if world, but I promise you, all those crew chiefs on pit road are thinking, what if the caution comes out? Because right now, we've got 30-plus laps on these tires, 18 laps to go. I think we've crossed the threshold of anybody staying out and get that caution, but I think the debate will be 2 tires or 4 tires. Go back to this race a year ago. It was cool. It was at night. 50 laps on their tires. The caution came out that sent us into overtime. The top 3 get 2 right-side tires only. I think that's going to be a tough decision if we get this late race caution.
So, Larry, you don't see it often in the Cup Series, but all of the difficulties this weekend have been with rear tires. Is there any chance you come in like the modified guys do and just change rears?
I never say never. You've told me that in 25 years, but we haven't seen that since Martinsville about 30 years ago when Harry Hyde did it.
That's right. Oh, no. What do you think, fellas? Would you want 2 or would you want 4? You got 21 cars on the lead lap, so that's 10 rows of cars on restart. You're going to fan out for a while.
Well, before you go there, if I'm Larson, I don't want to cost her. Well, no, yes, I want to cost her an opportunity.
Yeah, I think that the big thing is on the restarts when you have those two tires. And like Larry said today, I mean, it's warmer. We have a lot of laps on those left side tires. So how does it fire off? That's really the big thing that the 4 new tires do. But I always wanted 4.
This is the day of what could have been for this 21 Wood Brothers car. Those guys started last, drove up through the field more than once. Very impressed with this car. It's been that way all season long, Kevin.
It really has. And Josh Berry has done a great job with his team, and they've had plenty of speed in these cars. Now they just gotta close all these deals out. So last week leading the race, got over that bump in turn 3 and 4, spun out. So those mistakes are gonna happen. You're gonna learn. You're gonna mature. You're gonna start to really understand what you need to be doing. But the biggest thing that they have is speed. And that is the part that is always the hardest to find.
Eric Jones returns to the garage and out of the race. He did not get that car up to minimum speed after making repairs. So the AdventHealth car is parked for the day. 13 laps to go. For Kyle Larson, this is the third of 11 straight days he'll be in a race car. Between the Cup car, the Indy car, and the Highland Sprint car. He was racing all around the country.
Nope, 13 to go.
Next 11 days.
That's just a normal week. That's just what Larson does. He goes and races anything that he can get in.
Kokomo, Indiana, and the sprint car tomorrow night, and then it's off to Indy.
There's Friday night right down the road at Lakeside.
Maybe started cold there, didn't it? Right. Finished with one on the roof. Well,
Watch this, Rico Avery over the inside of the mats, and they get together. That's Larson's brother-in-law, sweet flipping. Larson slid into mats and heavy green.
Whoa.
Woo! No, that was sweet there, Larson.
Brad was that white car. It's that white with blue stripes Napa scheme.
Here's Larson's schedule for the next couple of weeks, culminating with the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600 both on May 25th. The Memorial Day weekend up. Big month for him, big opportunity. Didn't go down the way he wanted to go last year. Gets another chance at it.
Right here.
Get out. Last year here, Chris Butcher was racing for the win with Kyle Larson. 1/1000th of a second separated them at the line. Yep. Here they are with 10 laps to go. Butcher racing Josh Berry for 7th place.
Hey, your phone's ringing. Your phone is ringing. I can hear it. I'm not going to answer no phone.
In typical fashion of Ryan Blaney and this 12 team.
Last lap, he was the fastest car on the racetrack. Blaney, that is.
Blaney's up to 3rd.
See Alex Bowman fighting hard for that last spot.
It's going to slow his progress down a lot. You were right, Kevin. It was 2 to 3 tenths. He was catching everybody in this whole front of the field. They had a chance to catch second place. Bell, not with probably giving fifth on his outside, slowed him down a lot.
They stayed on the plan. They're going to Chase Briscoe right to them.
That slowed them down 4 tenths for him, 3 tenths for the pair of them.
They see Blaney driving in there that time and slide up into that top lane. Try to cross over to be able to get back into the tunnel, but Ryan Blaney makes that pass.
Too late.
Kyle Larson's going to start to get into some lap traffic here. And they are single file and they're spread out pretty well. Jesse Love, the first one. Going on the lap down.
It's all for 15.
This is definitely
a look at 38 cents.
Keeping my eye on was looking, hey, if there's going to be a caution, how's it going to happen? And these guys have been pretty hard on the last 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, it looks looks like Post might have just went off the screen right there. Might have had some trouble right there, backing up in a hurry. I don't know if he had to check up. He lost a lot of ground right there.
All right, 6 to go.
With 6 to go. How about Corey Hine? His first
All right, 6 laps to go in the Cup race here at Kansas. Kyle Larson leads Christopher Bell by 1.8 seconds, 1.7 now. Yeah, Larson is going to be in lap traffic soon. Ryan Blaney's 4 seconds back.
Just exactly what you need a driver like that to do. Go out, run all the laps, learn everything you can do against the best there is, and Ford Progressive proves that. Start at 24, up to 13. Great job.
And we don't see many of these young kids come into the Cup Series races and have days where they're going to run inside the top 15. That hasn't happened much.
5 to go.
Alex Bowman's been in the wall. Chase Briscoe goes by.
Josh Berry's going to finish 6th after starting dead last on the field. Oh, wow, that was close.
And the wall is where Carson Hocevar is right now. Rushed up against it. Hocevar back at 21st. Got up and into it right there. Time's coming apart on their car. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, yeah, I think it.
It's definitely coming apart.
And the last thing they want to see is that tire come apart and have to throw a debris caution.
We're telling him to get down off the racetrack. That's a Chevrolet.
Oh, in the wall.
Support. He's in the wall, guys. He's going to get it down. No caution so far.
Here it comes.
3 to go. Coming to the pits.
Made it. Wow.
Bullet there for your 5 team. 3 to go.
Sure did.
So Hocevar's Olsen will lead lap finish on a dash. 20 lead lap cars with 2.5 to go. And Larson very little traffic.
It's smooth sailing for him. There's no
2 to go.
Him behind him, but the question is, tail end of these runs, we've seen a lot of people slip and slide around and get into the wall with Hocevar tire troubles. Bring this thing around, get me to the white flag, get this thing official. Been a dominant day for him, guys.
He's led 220 laps today.
Points for the day. First stage win, second stage win. The point for the fastest lap of the race. And the victory a lap and a half away.
All right, final lap.
It's in the air.
White flag, 1 to go.
Flag 1 to go.
Yeah, Bell ain't catching him. Well, if a caution comes out, it's not going to matter because well, Larson's going to win regardless. Oh. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Wow. Looks like Larson's. Wow. He held on for that win. Like his tire was going to start coming apart. Hold.
It's the official margin of victory as Kyle Larson's lead evaporated in the last lap. 32nd career win. Tying Dale Jarrett for 29th on NASCAR's all-time list.
Well, I knew we weren't going to have a carbon copy of last year, but the only carbon copy thing we had from last year is Larson winning, just not in photo finish fashion. Whoa.
Christopher Bell, the most of all drivers. Bell got so close.
Hold on, the NASCAR website's reset. It's refreshing. All right, let's go. Jonathan Nemechek rounds out the top 10. Let's go. Well, here's your results. Larson's the winner. Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Alex Bowman all had a good day. Josh Barrett finishes sixth after literally starting dead last on the field. Ryan Priest, Chris Buescher, so RFK Racing did have a good day. Logano 9th, Nemechek 10th. Corey Heim, best Cup Series finish, 13th. Let's go. Chase Elliott, man. Dang it. Led the second most laps, and we come up short. Yep, if it wasn't for that caution and that pit stop fumble, yep, we could have had a shot. Then Reddick fell back to 17th. And SVG rounds out the top 20. And here's all the other drivers that had issues. Overall, not a bad race. So yeah.
Chase Elliott had a chance. He got pit stop took him from contention. Christopher Bell closing in at the finish. But there is your Kansas winner. Here's that.
Well, Kyle Larson, what was an absolutely dominant performance.
I can't keep this any longer.
You had control of the race for the majority of it. Did lose control briefly for a moment there towards the end after the final pit stop. And then a long run at the end. How much were you managing the tires?
I'd probably give us like a 5 or 6 out of 10. I mean, it was okay, but you know, obviously once again the third stage it got very stupid, and unfortunately Jones got collected for no reason. Sucks, but hey, Larson gets two years in a row. Yeah, probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10, probably somewhere around that range. I mean, the race wasn't bad, but it really wasn't. You know, like I said, it wasn't going to be a replica of last year. I did see though that tires did matter. So
all you race fans too for coming out. You know, this was awesome weather to get to watch a cool race. So glad to not win by an inch right here this time, and a little bit safer gap, but. Thanks again to the team. Congrats to all Hinter Motorsports, Engine Shop, everywhere.
You started you're in the middle of what is a very busy month of May for you right now. To have this momentum carry the rest of your way through, how does that help?
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to help a little bit, but it's so different at Indy, and the cars are different. But yeah, I look forward to getting there. We're gonna fly there tonight.
Race led 221 laps led.
So, yeah, it's a cool win here in Kansas, and now we'll try to execute 2 good weeks there at Indy.
Kyle Larson, your winner at Kansas on Mother's Day.
And Christopher Bell finishes second, his best effort ever at Kansas. Was closing last week, as heard Kyle say, he was struggling. You feel like if you had a couple more laps, you may have.
I guess that was something.
Well, I was surprised that he kind of gave up on the top.
But anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't already,
struggling just as bad as he was, so I was
make sure you guys get that like button on the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you guys also subscribe on Thursday.
To get home second with lost stage points was something that we needed after the last couple of weeks.
So,
Reese's Camry was just not
but he got 8th place.
I don't know. I feel like our day was
he really didn't have a great car, but 8th place though still
having good restarts and
not a bad day for him.
So,
in race 7, Greg Kozlowski, oh my God, I feel so bad for Greg Kozlowski. I thought for a second he was going to have a shot.
Walk out of here second. I'm really happy with it. Hopefully we can be a little bit stronger when we come back.
This sucks. That's real shame. That is real shame.
Thanks, Jamie.
But anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in.
That's where this race was won.
Well, we saw Kyle Larson, and his strategy was to go late in the box. You see that gap between the 5 and the 48. What he does is just kind of wait for the 48 to hit the bumper. You see him try to time it, but it shoots the 5 out. He did that like the last 3 restarts, and it really broke everything up because the outside line would have to wait and shoot him out to clear the outside car.
That's teamwork at its finest right there.
And we get 10-5.
Thank you very much. Yeah, see ya.
3-7, Buescher 8th, Logano 9th, and John Nemechek with the top 10. I will take that. I will take that.
It sounds like hanging on for the last couple laps, just trying to
make sure that the tires don't blow out.
Well, much like Bill, I saw the same thing. I saw him pull off the outside wall, and I was thinking, well, maybe he's just doing that to be safe. He went clear to the bottom and really slowed down. That got interesting.
Well, this rivalry, it's building. This is the fourth time, Chris, that Larson and Bell have finished 1-2. Larson with 3 of those 4 victories.
That's exactly what happened with Chase Elliott today.
Mike, yeah, I think they have a little bit of an audio issue. Sorry about that. Now, Mike, it's interesting that between Larson and Bell, they have won half of the 12 races.
Will this win actually stand?
So victory lane with Jamie McMurray, and here comes the car as the driver.
Kyle Larson was hurt
moments ago, over 220.
But,
widely viewed as the most talented driver
It is
at
what
the
it is,
2021 Cup Championship. And
yeah,
coming in and he
probably
led
get
before
this on
Jamie,
three,
we
but
talked about
yeah.
it. It seems like he's getting
So,
better at finishing races, handling situations, regardless of the track or the competition.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Larson's
Sunday
credit
night,
of his ability in the cars and just because what he can do in NASCAR is what he does in sprint cars. It's what he did,
we'll be on here
in 500
Sunday
last year,
night
going
with
back,
the
we
All-Star
just talked
race.
about that, do it again. Here just
And hope to
it
God I'll
just
be
seems
back.
like whatever kind of car Kyle gets in, he does
Be
really
back
well.
at some
But he
point.
managed the race to the
I'll
tremendous
be
job.
at my
It
car qualified.
didn't appear that he had the best car on the race. Cautions
I'll
worked in their
probably be
favor a
there
little bit. They got a little bit lucky at the end of the stage 2 to
So,
get in on those tires.
So I guess I'll see you guys on Sunday.
Yep.
Right. I call without actually getting disconnected. It was nowhere near going to be a car. Anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in to this race. To this live stream. Like I said, it wasn't going to be. It was nowhere near going to be a carbon copy of last year. But I mean, I'd probably give this like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I mean, it was okay, but obviously, once again, the third stage, it got very stupid, and unfortunately, Jones got collected for no reason. It sucks, but hey, Larson gets 2 years in a row. Yeah, probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10, probably somewhere around that range. I mean, the race wasn't bad, but it really wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a replica of last year. I did see though that the tires did matter, so I guess that was something. But anyways, appreciate you guys tuning on in. If you haven't already, make sure you guys click that like button on the stream. If you haven't already, make sure you guys also subscribe to the channel. We've got some new videos this week. We've got a brand new Ignorance Friends video, Journey, and a mod gameplay coming out on Thursday. But yeah. So what did Nick Rowdy? I know you wanted to push her, but he got 8th place. He really didn't have a great car, but 8th place though, still top 10. Not a bad day for him. And race 7. Brad Keselowski, oh my God, I feel so bad for Brad Keselowski, man. I thought for a second he was going to have a shot to win this race.
Story and practice and qualifying yesterday, a lot of
just sucks.
It seemed like
that is a real shame. That is a real shame. But anyways, appreciate you guys tuning in.
All right, gonna end off the stream there. Congrats to my boy Larson on getting the win. The Elk Grove native does it again. 3rd win at Kansas already, and he goes back to back in this race. Yeah, I knew this race was. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be a repeat of last year, but the only thing that did repeat from last year is Larson winning. And obviously, I was listening to Blue Jimmy 48 fans latter end of the stream. Yeah, tires did matter. Stages 1, 2 are clean. Stage 3, it got a little stupid there in that one bit, but hey, at least they managed to get back to. At least they managed to get things sorted out, and we were able to have a clean, natural finish. And yeah, could have been a lot better. So it is what it is. So with that said, I'll see y'all next Sunday. Most likely won't be around Saturday because I got other things going on. But with that said, I will see Why is the camera getting off focus? Either way, that'll do it for today. Thank y'all for watching. With that, I'll see y'all next weekend. Have a good one. Stay safe. I'll see y'all for All-Star Sunday. All right, bye everyone, and peace out.
You learn some there beginning too.